Yep, I knew that would happen. I'd put my Valve Index on, and sure enough, OVR Toolkit's like, hey, I don't know where the windows are. You do, OVR Toolkit. It's not like I minimized them when I walked away. This setup has been amazing. By the way, hi everyone. Skylar Stardrift here. And welcome to Oh Joy. I'm having trouble with OVR Toolkit. I have to respawn the windows because it doesn't know what a window is. Set contents, there we go. Right. And then put that over there. Set the contents. Oh look, now I can see the chat. Hello Delimited, hello Papa Links, welcome on in. First things first, you're gonna have to tell me if the audio is too loud or you guys can't hear the Valve Index or you can't hear me. This is slightly scuffed and I think the Valve Index might be coming through the same audio channel as the Spotify music. Also, I can't hear the Spotify music at all. So, you're gonna have to tell me if you're hearing like a double audio, or if you guys can't hear me, or if the Spotify music is a little too soft, or if I'm too soft. You're going to have to let me know, because I have no fucking idea. Alright, well, Papa Links can hear me, so that's a good thing. Alright. Next, I need to change the camera, don't I? Oh, come on. Nope, I'm gonna have to take my headset off and do it this way, and then it's gonna look completely scuffed. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you ever so much. Ugh. Okay, there we go. Hi. Hello. I'm here. Finally. This has been a half a doozy of a setup. Alright, so yeah, let me know if you can't hear the Spotify music, if you can't hear me. I need to adjust things clearly. This is very, very scuffed. So, oh my god. And fucking OVR Toolkit keeps losing the fucking windows on me every 5 fucking minutes. And I don't know why. Because it's not like I'm changing the fucking windows. There. Okay, we good? BL Skylar weird looking. Yay! I'm weird. Alright. Welcome to Japan Stream 4. This is going to be my final thoughts or closing thoughts, and it's also going to be my reflections and such. So, weird how. So, yeah. I've got a ton of dot points to essentially go over. This stream's going to be a little bit more vulnerable, is the word that we used last night. I'm going to be talking about some well, not necessarily extremely heavy stuff, but I am going to be talking about mental health. So, looks like dog now, not a dragon. Wow. Wow. So, yeah, I'm going to be talking about some mental health stuff that I have to deal with. Again, I'm going to reiterate this. It may sound bad, but I promise you, this is just me getting into my own head, and it has nothing whatsoever to do with anything that my friends did at all. Holidaying with them was amazing. I have lost OBS again. This is just going to continuously fucking happen, isn't it? I fucking hate you so much, OVR Toolkit. Using you is awful. The worst program I have ever had the mispleasure of trying to use. Alright. So, there's going to be a lot of mental health talk. There is going to be some fun stuff, so stay tuned for that. I also don't know how long this is going to take either. It is currently 8 o'clock p.m. It's a little bit later than I would have liked, but we're here now. So, anyway. Alright. I think to start off with, we need to talk about mental health itself. So, in order to explain this story, I have to tell a past story. And I'm not sure exactly how people might react to this, but again, it's a lot of mental health problems coming just off of the cuff. So I know that I'm like showing the mental health card and just throwing it out there, but it's me getting into my own head is what I'm trying to say, and I need to get better at not getting into my own head. Also, perhaps one thing that I should do very quick is go loco and lock the pose so I don't move around quite as much. That's a little bit better. Alright. So in order to explain that story, I need to explain the story of what happened on a previous trip. It's 2019, and I'm headed to PAX Australia with a whole group of my IRL friends, non-furry friends. Now, for the most part, the trip goes just fine. However, at one point, one of my friends does not necessarily a disappearing act. They kind of go out and do their own thing. I get highly concerned over this, especially when they aren't back and it's midnight in a city that they are unfamiliar with. I don't know what's going on. And I'm assuming that because it's the last night of PAX Australia, they're probably drinking with a bunch of people that they don't know very well in a city that they don't know very well. I'm getting very concerned. This led to multiple messages and even several phone calls from me that actually really pissed off this person. And we had to sit down and talk about it. Now, we did sit down, we talked about it. I made them very upset. I had very clearly overstepped quite a few boundaries. So this has traumatized me a little bit. I hate not being in control and not knowing what's going on. Yeah, exactly. Delimited? Exactly. That's basically what happened. Also, this window is busted. Thank you, Twitch, for not doing your job. Great. So, I'm going to have to squint and read the chat because it's not keeping up. That's lovely. Thank you. But so where was I going? Sorry, I got distracted. This kind of traumatized me a little bit, and it made me feel like I had dragged the entire trip down because of this one incident where I had made someone frightfully upset and overstepped boundaries, right? Spring forward to before the Japan trip. Like, the Japan trip is planned, it's ready to go, we're leaving in a couple of weeks, and this is all I can think about. Oh my gosh, I spilled my mechanical pencil refill container, and now there are 0.5mm graphite rods all over the place. Oh no. Also, you know what? I'm gonna figure out how to close this window because it's not working. And I want to reset it. Is there a way to close a window? Probably not. Nope, I'm not seeing it. And it's not letting me close this one. Oh, dear idea. Alright, give me a sec. This is just annoying me now. Ah. I think I see why it's not updating. I think. Ugh. No, that's the wrong window. I think I see the reason why it's not updating. It's because the window wasn't active. So it might be fine now, I'm not sure. Stop getting distracted. You're literally on the first dot point and you've got like 20 of the damn things. So blast forward to just before the trip. And I'm starting to already get into my head. And I'm like, look, I'm not going to let this get in the way of me. I'm going to enjoy myself. Unfortunately, I had the misfortune of getting sick. Literally the day before the trip. So now, I'm not sure what to do. Do I tell people or do I just keep it quiet? I ultimately decided, perhaps a bit selfishly, to keep it on the down low until we got to Japan. However, it is starting to affect me. It is likely a function of anxiety. Very likely. I tell everyone, like, as we're in Singapore, hey, I'm starting to get a bit of a sore throat. I'm going to get some Strepsils. So I got some Strepsils, yada yada. Strepsils, by the way, are sore throat lozenges. But now I'm starting to get into my own head a bit. And this just starts getting worse. And it has this snowball effect where, like, oh boy, I don't want to make anyone sick. Happens to be before big anxiety-inducing events. Also, this fucking window... Oh, no, there we go. Okay, now it is... Now you're updating? What do you... Ugh, I don't know what it's doing. Stupid window. Au revoir. Cash2523, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Unfortunately, when these thoughts start happening, I have a tendency to just spiral. Happens to me. Ah, gotcha. I tend to just spiral, right? So once I start getting in my own head, I just get in my own head further. Bad dragon sponsor, oh my word. That's a username and a half. I feel you on that. So, of course, as the days go on during the trip, and they just... the thoughts continuously spiral, and I start thinking to myself, do I belong here? And that starts becoming a terrible, terrible mindset, because I'm the sort of person who... I can stand anywhere in the group, and usually I find myself, I suppose, getting squeezed out. When any group walks together, I tend to be just sort of squeezed to the side and then squeezed out, and I end up at the back. And this started happening on this trip as well. And when this started happening on this trip, Cash, I'll get to your hydrate in just a second, I'm sorry. Oof, me too. When this started happening on this trip, it started happening again where I was, you know, falling behind the group a bit. And this just makes everything worse, because then you start thinking to yourself, or at least I start thinking to myself, what would happen? Oh my god, you stupid fucking window. Ah, how did you lose it? I'm trying to do a thought here. You stupid fucking thing. Now, stay there and stay put. Thank you. So, you get into your own head, or at least I do, and you start having these thoughts of, if I just turned left here, or turned right here, and I did that in the wrong direction. If I turn left here, if I turn right here, if I just disappeared down this alleyway, no one's going to notice. And they're not going to notice for some time. This is a terrible mindset to get into. It is not good. It's not good at all. And once you start having that thought, it just continuously spirals from there. And then you start falling quiet in the group. You stop talking to people. You wonder if you really do belong here. They're all sitting there at the table having fun and just sitting there quietly. Sometimes with your headphones in your ears, sometimes with your headphones not in your ears. Not able to participate or offer anything to the discussion and wondering if you really do belong. When this continues for several weeks, it gets to you. I made several posts in my friend Crimson the Protogen's Discord server on their vent channel during the trip. I'm not going to go over them, but they are there, I suppose. Some spying on me, that's exactly my situation. I'm not gonna go over them, but it led to the first day of Disneyland. I did not enjoy myself as much as I think I should have. I enjoyed myself a little bit, but I think I could have enjoyed Disneyland a lot more if I was doing better mentally. That was the problem that I had. I went to Disneyland not feeling too great, and I made a vent post, and I literally said, the last thing I said on that vent post was the happiest place on earth, and it's done nothing to cheer me up, or something along those lines. Like, it was the happiest place on earth, and here I am, the most depressed person in Disneyland at the moment. Like, that's how it felt. And the problem is, too, you don't want to bring this up. You just don't want to bring it up in front of everyone, because it feels like you're either being too needy, or you're starting drama, or you're gonna drag the entire mood down in front of everyone, so you just say nothing. And you just let it foster and get worse. This is the problem that I have, and to essentially wrap up this sort of discussion here, like I said, there was nothing wrong with what my friends were doing, and in fact, when there was space to walk four people across, I was walking 4 people across. And when we met up with Jayag and Desert, there was 6 people, so there were 3 per group, and it was fine and easy. And again, it's nothing wrong with what my friends were doing or anything of the sort, and there was space in many cases, but I just got into my own head. This is something that I need to work on. It's something that's been a problem since 2019, and it was because of that trip that's caused it. And now I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop thinking if I'm the problem, and I just need to stop it. I don't know what future trips are going to hold for me if I'm just going to continuously get in my own head. I don't like adventuring on my own. I want to be with people because that's more fun. And goodness knows I need a sense of direction when I go on holiday, and the Japan trip definitely proved that. If I don't have any sense of direction, I'm going to sit in my hotel room all day and piss myself off immensely. I'm the sort of person who cannot sit in a hotel room. I just can't. So yes, it kind of did break me a little bit when we had those break days, but you know, I'm in a new place I've never been to before. I want to go out and explore. I don't want to sit in a hotel room and do nothing all day. If I'm gonna do that, then I may as well pay no money and just take the day off. Bad Dragon sponsor, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Feels very weird saying that, by the way. You have a very interesting username. But because... What was I saying? But because I get so wrapped up in myself... no, this is not where I was going with this. Where am I going with this? It's gone. Train of thought derailed. I don't go that much or interact with people I don't directly live with very often. Yeah, I do. you think this username is interesting, you should see my VRC one. So, like, I do, but I always get into that mindset. But the problem is, the longer I'm with people, the worse that mindset gets, and the worse it fosters. And this is what happens when I go on holiday like this with friends. I don't like going on holiday alone. Ah, the sponsor is here. Hello, cousin. I don't like being on holiday alone because, like I proved in this Japan trip, if I don't have anywhere to go, I'm going to sit there and do nothing. And if I'm going to sit there and do nothing in the hotel room... Also, look at this beautiful cousin. Nuh-uh. Not beautiful. Of course, Ken, I like to make an entrance. I don't like sitting in hotel rooms doing nothing. If I'm gonna sit... This is where I was going. If I'm gonna sit in a hotel room and do nothing, I may as well pay no money and take a day off work and sit at home. Because at least at home, I have access to all of my video games. Whereas on a trip, I don't. And on this trip, I really didn't. And OBS just lost itself again. Thank you. Fucking... OVR Toolkit. You are a piece of software. You really fucking are tonight. You have done nothing but shit me off. And if I could find a better replacement, I damn well would at this point. Fucking goddammit. Because you keep closing windows on me, and you keep hiding windows from me, and then you're saying, oh, the window's gone. No, it's not. The only thing you've done right tonight is somehow or another the windows are easier to grab, and I don't know how. Anyway, I'm getting frustrated about things that don't matter. But yeah, like, I'm the sort of person who doesn't like sitting still on holiday. I want to go out and do stuff. But the problem is, I also lack direction. So if I have to go out and do stuff on my own, where do I go? What do I do? I don't have any plans. Au revoir. So I am just going to sit there in the hotel room and do nothing and play on my 3DS until the battery goes dead. And play on and watch crap on my iPad until the battery goes dead on that too. And then hopefully by then my 3DS will be fully charged, and then it's just a constant cycle of boring stuff that I don't know what to play. So, you know, this is the problem that I have when traveling. And OVR Toolkit's not scrolling. Great. Pretty much don't do things unless ordered. Skylar cleared this dog without his master telling him what to do. You shush. But yeah, the problem is I struggle at looking things up on where I am, so I don't know where to go. And because I don't do that, and I don't know where to go, I just sit there and do nothing without direction. I'm quite happy to follow other people, and this was the case on this trip. I was just like, yep, okay, we're doing something. Being called lizard. If we're gonna go and do something, let's do it. Like, I'm there, no problem. Because I don't know what I'm doing for the day, and I'd rather do something. So, but yeah, like I said, it's a me problem. It's nothing to do with my friends. Thank you, OVR Toolkit, for again losing the fucking window. So then I have to close it and reopen it, because you don't know what the window is when you should know what the window is, because you've had it open for the last 10 minutes. And this window is once again being useless. Skylar, if your dragon wear your wings, always wonder this. Nut organs don't have wings unless you want them. I don't want them, so I don't have them. Ta-da. Alright, so that's basically it. That's kind of where I know it's such a negative thought to start on, and a negative thought to just kind of end on like this, because I don't really have an end. The end is I want to be better. I want to properly enjoy going on holiday with other people. I don't want to just sit there and do nothing, you know? And I don't want to feel like I'm being left out. It's a me problem, and that's got to improve, especially considering I want to do more trips like this, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Are you really not gonna... I'm half tempted to close this window, but again, it's pretty much causing problems and not closing. If you're not gonna show me the chat, then don't be here. Essentially, fucking useless thing. All right. If that's the case, let's move on to another topic then. One thing that I was stressed about a little bit was what my dad was going to say. So the dragon lacks wings, which makes Skylar a bad dragon. My word. The next thing that I want to talk about was not knowing what to buy for everyone. I was worried about what my dad and my sister were going to say if I came home and they're just like, I expected dad to just be like, so, Skylar, what did you buy me? And I would have been like, well, dad, I brought you intelligence for your trip next year? I think? Oh, and all the windows just died. Because I highlighted over something that I shouldn't have. So now it's all dead again, and now I have to reset everything. This entire night is just going to be hell. And fighting with OVR Toolkit for no fucking good reason. Right, bring that back. The trouble is, I don't know what to buy for people. People don't exactly tell me what they want. And that's where I struggle the most. You know what? I'm going to close you, OBS, and I'm going to reopen you. There. The trouble is, people don't really tell me what they want, and I have no idea what they would like and wouldn't like. So I tend to not buy things for people. I tend to buy a lot for myself, as we saw last night. I can't buy things for other people. Last time someone asked me to get something for them on a trip, I ended up getting them Surströmming. I have no idea what that is, by the way. So when people say that they just want something from Japan or like from a trip or something like that, I'm like, well, you're gonna have to be a bit more specific, bud, because I got no freaking idea what I wanted. Fermented canned fish. I mean, my friends were, it stinks badly, oh my goodness. My friend was doing well with some of their friends, like their friends were asking specifically what they wanted, and they were able to go out and get it, but my dad, my sister, and even buying things for both my friends, for both my furry friends and my non-furry friends, no idea. It's basically a biological weapon. I have no idea, like, what to get people, and if people don't tell me, I don't know what to get them. The good news was, when I was going through everything that I bought in front of my dad and his girlfriend and my sister, they didn't really ask. And Dad was too tired to care. Dad was falling asleep whilst I was showing him my stuff. And it wasn't the fact that he was bored. He was just very tired that day. Because he had just been digging in the backyard all morning. So he was quite tired and didn't seem to care. And it didn't, like, there was never any mention. But it kind of feels bad that I didn't buy them anything. Or that I didn't buy some of my friends some stuff. Like, I would have loved to have bought some... MX23001, welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. I would have loved to have bought something for my friend Crimson, my friend Mars. There are a few other people, like my non-furry friends. I would have loved to have bought something for each of them. But in the end, I just bought a shit ton of Florail, and by the time the trip was over, I was out of space in my suitcase to even fit anything else. So... oh yeah, that's another thing. My overloaded luggage and the stress that caused. So, you guys remember the giant Plurail box, right? Well, I mentioned that that was the bane of my existence, and I'm not fucking kidding you. That thing caused me so much stress and anxiety, you have no idea. I don't know how I survived. Because there were multiple points, and Cousin Kin can vouch for this one. There were multiple points throughout the whole trip where I thought I should just take it back to the secondhand store that I bought it from and sell it straight back to them. That's how bad this was. I didn't know what I was gonna do. This thing is too big to post. I'm looking at the maximum postage size I can probably get, and this thing is longer than the boxes they sell at the post office. I go to the post office in Osaka several weeks later. Everything just died again. I go to the post office several weeks later in Osaka to find out that yes, sure enough, they have boxes, but they don't have boxes that are big enough. The biggest box they have is not going to contain this blasted thing. I didn't even know how I was going to get this thing on the Shinkansen, let alone how I was going to get it all the way home again. And my friends kept telling me, oh, just go and buy a box, Skylar. Just go to the post office and buy a box. Yeah, well, I went to the post office in Osaka, and they presented me with the biggest box they had, and the biggest box they had wasn't big enough. Yeah. I ended up buying a small suitcase whilst I was in Tokyo, and I thought that, you know, I could just put the giant Plarail thing inside the big suitcase and call it a day. I tried doing this, but my suitcase didn't fit it, because it had that stupid flap that some suitcases have to separate the top and the bottom, so that you can hold stuff in the top whilst you fill out the bottom, and vice versa, right? The problem is, that prevented it from being shut because that thing was so tall, even outside of the box. It fit lengthways, and only just, by the way. It was practically rubbing up against the top and bottom of the suitcase. But now I can't close the suitcase because it's just too tall. So eventually I settled for just buying some bubble wrap, keeping it inside the bag that I had, because they had given me a massive plastic bag, by the way. So I kept it inside the plastic bag, I bubble wrapped it, sticky taped the bubble wrap onto it, and carried it around like that. I bought a very cheap, this is that famous time of bringing a shit ton of ratchet straps. Kind of felt like it. I basically bought a very cheap, from Daiso, luggage strap. It's just Velcro, and it barely stretched around the thing. I had to, like, strain to get it to stretch around, but it worked for the most part, as long as I wasn't too aggressive. If I got too aggressive or too lustrous? I don't know if that's the right word I'm looking for. If I got too quick with it and turned a corner too fast, it would just slide off the top of the suitcase, and then it would take me a minute to get it back on top of the suitcase again. That thing caused so much trouble. And then I bought so much Plarail that caused its own world of problems, because I was overweight. I was overweight before we left Tokyo. So I didn't know what to do or what we were going to do. And everyone was just saying, I'll buy a box or, you know, ship it. Like, no one was really telling me to post it back. And I mentioned too that if I post it back, the way I would have to post it back is I would need an address, because I'm not sure if the post office is going to accept a Airbnb address. The good news was, apparently they do. The bad news is, if they do accept an Airbnb address, that's fine, but if it goes back to the Airbnb address, it's probably just going to be destroyed. It's going to be thrown out. They're not going to repost it. Especially not with how expensive postage is. So I based my postage off of 8 kilos, because that's what everything was weighing in my giant suitcase, and as well as the giant suitcase itself. And it was going to cost me $180 postage for 8 kilograms of stuff. Couldn't you post it back to Australia? Yes and no. That's what I'm talking about. $180 Australian. Yeah, I am not kidding you, by the way. That is what the postage was working out at on the online calculator. $180, and it's based on weight. So that was just 8 kilograms. If I had done more, it would have cost me more. Oh, Aussie bucks. Yeah. You've got a smuggler to take it? No, because I wouldn't know where to look. And they probably would have walked off with my stuff. And sold it on eBay. Very likely. The other thing is you can pay for getting it on a ship, right? And it costs about half that cost. However, it takes 4 weeks, and it may not be in the best condition when it returns because it's sitting on a ship. Which means it could get water damaged. So, may I ask one unrelated question? You can ask. Go for it. There is a redeem for that, but you just follow it. I'll let it slide. But go for it. Do you happen to enjoy swimming? Yes and no. If the water's over my head, no. If the water is not over my head, and I'm able to stand up, like, the water can be about here, that's fine. If the water's here, that's getting dicey. If the water's up here, no. Fuck off. Additionally, I'm not very keen on swimming in the ocean or a river because you don't know what's in there. Valid, just figured you were a good boy. Or buoy. I have no idea how to pronounce that word. I know what you're talking about. I never know how to pronounce it. But, yeah, it's just... Ocean and rivers are also disgusting. It's not the disgusting factor, it's just the fact that I might step on something that could potentially kill me. Or get stung by something that could potentially kill me. And it would be just my luck that I go into the ocean and there's a shark there. And he's particularly hungry. Swimming pools are also disgusting. Yeah, that's true. But I still prefer them. Because there's nothing in there that's gonna eat me. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, it's just... I bought too much too quickly, I will admit that. And... there's still a lot of Plerail, believe it or not, that I didn't end up buying. Like, I pointed some of it out in the magazine that we went through last night. I'm not sure how well people were able to see that. But if you weren't able to see it, there were 3 Thomas models that I wanted, which was... One was a... one was James and the Tar Wagons, where James is covered in tar. The second one was Paint Splattered Thomas from... whatchamacallit? From... Calling All Engines, and the third one was Chocolate Covered Percy from Percy's Chocolate Crunch. I wanted all of them, and VR Toolkit is messing up with my windows again. I wanted all of them. There was also the Hogwarts Express, which recently just came out. And I also found out, whilst I was in Japan, actually, that they also made the Back to the Future train from, I think, Back to the Future 2 or Back to the Future 3, whichever one it is. I haven't actually seen it, so I don't know. But they just came out with those, and I wanted to buy them. And there's also the Tokyo Station, which I wanted to buy because I actually saw Tokyo Station. But, again, I was out of space, and I couldn't put any more in. It's a miracle that I got some of the stuff from the Kyoto Railway Museum in there, or the hoodie from the Nintendo store. You know, by the time we reached Universal Studios, I was like, look, I'm done. I officially cannot buy anything here. And I didn't. But did I ever want to? But yeah, that wasn't fun. And I think next time, if there is a next time that I go to Japan, I'm going to take both suitcases again. And I'll just buy the extra luggage if I need it, because that's going to cost me just as much as it did to post it. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably I know that all my clothes can fit in the small suitcase, so I might make that my my clothing suitcase, and then put all of my stuff in the bigger suitcase. But I might also like swap it up and just call the small suitcase like my treasure hoard, and once it's full, that's it. I can't buy anything else. But yeah, that big box caused me so much grief that I considered just returning it. And I considered returning it throughout the entire trip until we left and we got to Kyoto. When we got to Kyoto, I actually relaxed a bit because I was able to get everything inside my suitcase. And if worse comes to worse, I could just buy the extra 5 kilos that I would need from Singapore Airlines. Luckily, we didn't need to. As I explained last night, our friend Rachel is a KrisFlyer Gold member, so they get extra allowance of weight on their flight anyway. However, I will say, apparently we were very close to the limits. Oh dear. So, when we flew out from home, heading towards Singapore and heading towards Japan, we flew out at 1 o'clock in the morning. I can safely say, sleeping on flights, not for me, man. I tried to go to sleep on that flight between Perth and Singapore, and nope. I think maybe I got like half an hour of sleep at best. And it was very disturbed sleep, and it was throughout like a bit of the flight. Like, I learned that I can't sleep on planes, so it's better for me to get a good night's rest, and then travel. Like, I can get up, man. I can get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I get up at 3 o'clock to take my dad to the airport. So, like, I can get up early. That's not a problem. But I don't think I should catch nighttime flights and then just be like, yeah, okay, I'll sleep on the flight. Now, it could have something to do with the fact that I basically slept until 2 hours before my flight, or like 3 hours before my flight. I essentially woke up, had dinner, I think, and then just went and got dressed and then went to the airport. But like, I don't think I could ever sleep on a flight. And I don't know exactly what it is, but I just don't find it relaxing. I find it awkward sitting up and sleeping. So I prefer laying down. And I say this as someone who can lean against a wall, get tired, and shut their eyes, but I won't go to sleep. So, but like, yeah, I don't know what it was. I just couldn't feel like I was getting comfortable, so I just didn't bother going to sleep. I stayed up the entire flight. I tried for a little bit, realized it wasn't working, and then turned on my iPad instead. So, and of course, when we flew out of Singapore to go to Tokyo, I was wide awake. Like, it's a day, you know? It's a day, and I've been at Singapore Airport for the past 4.5 to 5 hours. I am awake now, and that's just what it is. So, and then the flight back, we flew out at about 10 o'clock in the morning and didn't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. No, sorry, 12:05 in the morning on Saturday was basically when we all walked out of the gate and we had all our luggage and we basically met our parents. So, But again, I could not sleep on the flight. I played my 3DS, I played Soul Silver for quite an extensive period of time. I just realized that I'm clipping through these pillows. I'm going to move forward. There we go, that's a bit better. I played Soul Silver for quite some time, and then when my 3DS was dying and the stupid stupid fucking USB cable that I bought before I fucking left didn't fucking work, so I couldn't recharge my 3DS. That cable went straight in the bin when I came home because I realized it wasn't working, period. Hi, Fruit and NPC. Oh my word. No, not a cone. Thank you for the follow, though. But yeah, like, it's one of those multi-cables which has, like, your 3DS charger, it's got your Game Boy Advance SP charger, it's got this charger, that charger, and the other charger too. It's a pile of hot garbage, and that's why I didn't want one, and it didn't work. Like, it worked for the duration of the trip, and then something went wrong, and it didn't charge on the flight. And when I took it back home, and I plugged it into my computer, which should have worked, but it didn't. I plugged it directly into a USB port that should have worked, and it didn't. Like, directly into a USB charger, so, like, it's plugged directly into the wall, mate. That should have worked. It didn't. It went straight in the fucking bin, and that's a brand new cable. I was so pissed off it wasn't funny. I knew these cables were rubbish. You know, what was funny, too, was I bought a USB... I saw a USB cable in Japan for a 3DS, and I could have bought it, and it probably would have worked. When I join a live that has a live chat, and once I join, there's no one. It's just quiet. So, yeah, I was very frustrated. I'm going to be looking on eBay and such soon for a USB, and hopefully it's a better quality one. I do know that I have a USB 3DS cable somewhere, but I have no idea what's happened to it. So all I've got is that shitty multi one, and I've still got one of those left that still works, but I bought it from the same place, and now I'm not entirely sure about it. Alright, so... Also, I never got to that hydrate by... Oh, who was that? Oh, great. All the windows just crashed. Well, great. I'm going to take that moment to hydrate then. It was from... There was one from Cash, and there's one from Fruit and NPC just now. Yeah. So I'll do a double hydrate. Have been talking a bit. Yeah. Alright. Cool. And half these windows... Well, no, sorry. All the windows just crashed in OVR Toolkit. I don't know why, but... OVR Toolkit is just a crap piece of software, to be honest. Not impressed at all. It's never done this before, not this frequently. I wonder if it's got something to do with the world that I'm in. That could be it. But, I don't know. All it is being annoying is what it is. Alright. So, talked about sleeping on flights. What's next here? Oh, so, what's also funny too about this trip was I tend to have this weird sense of time when I go on trips like this. For example, like this trip, it felt like I had been away forever. Like, I don't know what it is about my brain, but my brain suddenly just clicks into a different sort of mentality and goes, this is your reality now. And that's it. Like, I stopped thinking about my other my regular life. And it's not just, oh, you know, I don't have to worry about work. No, no, no. I forget that I have a life back home. It's just so weird. And the longer I'm away, the more this feeling gets. The more this feels just completely normal. So, by the time we were done with this trip, I felt like this was the new normal. I couldn't figure it out. I don't know why. Wait, BRB. All good, no worries. My OBS window just minimized itself again for no reason, so I'm going to reopen it. So, instead of getting a feeling, like, I'd never once during the entire trip got a feeling of, this trip has gone too quickly. And it's funny because my friends kind of did, especially Doki Who. They mentioned that, wow, this trip has gone quite quickly. And I'm like, I don't think it has, man. But I also wonder if this has something to do with my negative mental state that I was kind of in for the majority of the trip, and it was making it drag out. Or it's just I have a weird sense of time. And I'm willing to bet it was a little bit of both. Back. Alright, no worries. I'm willing to bet it was like a little bit of both. It's just very weird. I don't know why, but... And then, like, now it feels like it's been a month, yet at the same time, it feels like it's been, like, I flew back yesterday. So, I don't know how to explain it. It's just very weird. Alright. And this was also true because, like, when I woke up at 5 a.m. on Saturday morning after flying back home again. So, again, we flew in at we were finally out the gate at about 12:05, I think. Maybe even a bit later than that, right? When I went to bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, because I was up talking with my sister. But when I came, like, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning the day I came home, right? And it took me several seconds to realize that I wasn't in Japan anymore. It took me several seconds to realize, oh, shit, I'm in my bed. It took a while to adjust and, like, realize, oh, wait, there's carpet on the floor and it's not cold anymore, so I don't have to put my socks on to go to the toilet. I can just go to the toilet and turn on all of the fucking lights as I'm walking past without fear of waking anyone up. I can be a bit more noisy than I usually am and not wake anyone up. It was just so weird being in that strange like, I don't even know how to explain it. I half kind of freaked out when I woke up. I was like, wait, where am I? Oh, that's right, I'm home again. There's no one here. Like, here I am, I'm back home. And then there's no one here. Oh, I can turn on the light. I can go to the toilet. I can be a little bit noisy because I'm not going to wake anyone up because they're in completely different areas of the house and with a ton of walls between us. So I can just be noisy. I can turn on the lights. It's fine. State? What do you mean by state? So, but yeah, it was kind of freaky. And it sort of happened... Never mind. Okay. And it sort of happened again when I woke up a little later in the morning. I was like, huh? Oh yeah, it took a little bit quicker, but it's also been an entire thing of just, like, getting used to waking up in my own bed again. I go to, like, long squid. I go to bed, and Like, it's fine, like, I know where I am and everything else, but, like, up until just a couple of days ago, I keep waking up and going, oh yeah, I'm not in Japan anymore. Oh yeah, I'm not in Tokyo anymore. I'm not in Kyoto. I'm not in Osaka anymore. I think it's, like, especially Osaka because that was the last place we were on the trip. So, like, it's taken a little bit of adjusting, and it's been a little bit weird. I don't know why my body is doing it. I'm gonna continue my makings. Okie doke. So let's talk about theme parks for a bit. We are kind of flying through these. Let's talk about theme parks. And Disneyland and Universal. And specifically, do I like theme parks? Well, I feel like I'm just like a yes or a no kind of person. The more thrill themed a park gets, I think the less I'm going to enjoy it. Cool, thanks OVR Toolkit for dying again, which means you're probably going to die on the other windows too. What's the game saying that I need to update it when it's already updated? But it's weird because my friends tend to do like they started doing a lot of the thrill rides and such, and I'm not a thrill seeker, and I don't like that feeling that I get in my stomach. And I talked to them about this on like the last night also. I'm just like, look, I feel bad for not going on all the rides, but at the same time, I don't know what it is. I don't like them. And it's just a little weird. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. I guess I don't like that dropping feeling in my stomach. But then at the same time, I do like that dropping feeling in my stomach. Because there's a hill somewhere around somewhere around here that we go down, that Dad takes us down every so often. And it's like a little mini roller coaster. Like, you drop your stomach. And he goes down it, like, really fast. So it just... Whoop. I hate that negative G feeling. So... I like that. Like, it's funny. But then I get on a ride, like the Jurassic Park one, and I'm like, oh, shit! Like... We took a photo. I wasn't allowed to show this on stream, but we took a photo of the photograph that gets taken on the ride. I do wish that I had bought it. We took a photo of that, and you can just see everyone else next to me on the ride is just like screaming, and like their eyes are open or their eyes are shut, and they're having a good time. And then there's me gripping hold of the fucking bar like my life depends on it, and I have the biggest concentration look on my face. It's like I'm sitting a math exam, and I don't know what to do. And I'm trying to go through my entire memory to figure out what it is I'm supposed to do to solve this one problem in this math exam. That's what my face looked like. I literally forgot to scream. Dreams about it, and it jolts me awake. Luckily, I don't dream about going on theme park rides. But yeah, I don't know what it is, and it's nothing bad. Like, I end up, like, to be fair, I did enjoy the Jurassic Park theme ride, or the Jurassic Park ride. And it's just a log flume of 25 meters. Like, it's over in 2 or 3 seconds, as my friend Soren pointed out to me. Like, it was over very quickly, but, like, yeah, I don't know what it is. And this was the case, too, when we went to the Gold Coast a few years ago. We went there we were there for a wedding, and we decided to do the theme parks, and I had it in my mind that I was going to, quote unquote, burn a hole through my board shorts. And what that means is I'm going to go down every single water slide possible. I went down the first one and freaked myself out so much I didn't want to go down anymore. I chicken shitted right out. I did 2 more and that was it. I was done. No, sorry, that's a lie. I did 3 more. I did 3 more during the entire day, and then that was it. I was done, and I could do no more than that. I was like, yep, this is it. This is my limit. I can't do any better than that. I'm good. Leave me alone. So, yeah, I don't know what it is. I wish I was better at it. I don't wish that I was, like, the biggest thrill seeker ever. Like, I don't like being upside down, for example. So I definitely wouldn't have done the flying dinosaur roller coaster, but I wish I could have done some of the other rides that they did do. So, but yeah. And I think because of that, I'm on the fence with theme parks. So Disneyland and Disney Sea were mostly okay because there's not too many thrill rides, but at the same time, many of the thrill rides were also just down on the days that we went anyway. Space Mountain was down. The whatchamacallit? Space Mountain was down. Thunder Mountain was down on the first day, so we couldn't do they couldn't do Thunder Mountain. But they did do it on the second day. But yeah. But I did enjoy the other rides, you know? So, I don't know. The good news was, too, as I mentioned whilst we were going through the photos on Monday night, I spotted a thing from Snoopy, and it's called JOMO, the joy of missing out. And I think I need to, like, coin that term or something. Well, not coin that term because Snoopy's probably already coined it, but like I need to take that term and roll with it a bit better, because when I discovered that, I actually realized, oh wait, I can actually have fun and do things on my own despite the fact that I'm not with the group and they're busy off doing, you know, some fun ride somewhere. And I ended up having a little bit of fun by myself because I went and got psychiatric help. With, what's her name? With Lucy from Peanuts. So I ended up having a bit of fun. And I feel as though I need to embrace this a little bit more. There is, you know, just because you miss out on something doesn't mean you shouldn't have fun. And I think I need to embrace this feeling a little bit more. I need to stop sitting around or feeling sad and sorry for myself because I'm not with my friends and they're off having a great time and whatnot. And instead, just embrace it and just be like, okay, well, I can go and do this thing instead. And I can have a bit of fun. And this is going to become important for me this year too because WAF is, well, tickets go on sale like next weekend, I think, and WAF is moving up again, and it's now at like the end of August, but I'm not sure if I really want to go. And I guess that's a topic for another discussion, but like, I'm not sure if I want to go this year or not, and if I don't go, I'm gonna be sitting at home feeling sad and sorry for myself, so I should go, right? It's just this whole thing. So, I don't know. But I feel as though I need to embrace this whole mindset of JOMO, the joy of missing out, and then, you know, start applying it to things. So, I mentioned my 3DS before. Did I do any street passes? Yes, I did. However, I don't play the puzzle quest or whatever it is, and I also don't play the Mii quest, that weird Mii RPG thing that you can play, or Street Pass quest or whatever it's called. I have no... See, I don't even know what it's called. I only Street Passed Mario Kart 7, Super Smash Bros. For 3DS, and for some reason, and I didn't know it was Street Passable, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I don't even know what that does with a Street Pass. That's just weird. Unfortunately, I did have an intention on starting Animal Crossing. In fact, I was actually thinking of starting it on the plane. I didn't start it on the plane, and then I didn't start it, period. So, whoops. Didn't get any Street Passes on that. I also took Pokemon Black 2 / White 2. I think I've got White 2 with me. No, I got Pokemon White because I wanted Zekrom. And then I bought Pokemon Black 2 thinking it was going to be this, like, the proper way. But no, you're supposed to buy Pokemon White 2 if you bought Pokemon White. Anyway, so I took Pokemon Black 2 with me. And I had intended to do basically the precursor of Street Pass, which is Joint Avenue. I ended up not doing it, unfortunately. So I ended up not accepting anyone into my avenue, which kind of sucks, because that's the way you meet people, and you get people in the avenue, and then they open up shops. So I didn't do any of that. So kind of disappointed in myself on that one. I feel as though I should have, and then I just didn't. I did Street Pass at the Nintendo Museum, by the way. I deliberately took my 3DS to the Nintendo Museum so that I could Street Pass whilst I was there. I think I might have also gotten like a Street Pass or two from Mario Tennis Closed. Well, I call it Mario Tennis Closed. It's Mario Tennis Open, but for whatever reason, you can't play online matches with people from other countries, or you couldn't play matches with people from other countries. You were stuck to local matches online, and that just felt so weird. So me and my friend called it Mario Tennis Closed. And there goes OVR Toolkit again, so don't know why it's doing this, man. Oh, there it is. Cool. So, I did do some street passing. Not as much as I would have liked. As I revealed, I only took my 3DS out on a few days. There were multiple times where my 3DS was just in my bag and just not active because I'd left it turned off. But there was also many times where it was switched on. So, could have done more, I think. Definitely could have done more. But it's nice to know that people are still street passing even in the year 2025, man. That's cool. Nintendo should do something about that. Alright, here we go. So, I suppose now we should probably talk about, like, the state of the trip and everything else. When I before we left for Japan, I had the intention of, like, if I could throw out everything that I was concerned about, if I could throw out my friends, well, okay, that sounds really fucking rude when you put it like that, but, like, if I didn't have to think about, you know, my friends and where they live, or I didn't have to think about, my family, or money, or work, would I move to Japan? And the answer that I came up with before I left was a resounding, yeah, I would. Because I could buy Plarail, I can still buy Lego, I can buy video games, I can get stuff shipped, it's no big deal, right? However, now that I've been to Japan, my opinion's changed a bit. Japan is a very nice place to visit. I don't think I would want to live there, though. I wouldn't want to live there without a lot more experience and knowing the language better. because I went knowing almost none of the language at all. I can count to 20, I can say hello, and that's pretty much the extent of it. And now I can, now I can say sumimasen, which is excuse me, or sorry, and I can also say arigato, which is thank you, or thanks. Arigato is thanks, arigato gozaimasu is thank you, pretty much. But that's basically the extent of my knowledge of the language. And so trying to navigate through the stations and stuff is just, it's too awkward for me. I don't think I could live there without more exposure. And I think it would take a lot more exposure, plus a lot more just learning the language, and also learning how the public transport system works in general, because that was something that I struggled with a lot, was knowing where the stations went, or what line to get on. And to be fair with you, there were only a couple of times where we had to transfer from one bus to another bus, or from one train to another train. This did not happen often, but it was often in, just the couple of times it did happen, it made me confused. Looking at a railway map is extremely fucking confusing. And I say that as a railway enthusiast. But I looked at it and was like, I can't make any sense of this whatsoever. And it's not a language barrier problem. It's just, you've got tracks going every which direction, and you don't know where they meet up. So you don't know which train you need to catch. Even just standing on the platforms got me confused, because sometimes a train would arrive on platform 1, and then it would go back the way it came. This especially happened in Osaka, by the way. And then it would just go back the way it came around the loop line. Then a train would arrive on platform 2, and then it also, from the opposite direction, but then it would keep heading that way, the way the train from platform 1 went. What is happening? It was just very strange, man. Very strange indeed. I prefer the culture of Australia. The work culture and the way they treat people like drones is something that really irks me about that place. Yeah, that was something that I noticed too. I'm not entirely sure, about the fact that they treat people like drones, but there's definitely, a sense of urgency, I suppose. If you brush up against someone, if I brushed up against someone or got in their way, I would say sumimasen, which, again, is excuse me or sorry, but I barely ever had it said to me, and there were people who would just cut me off. They would just suddenly push past me or get in front of me, and they would say nothing, and they would just keep going and just rush past. It was insane. And I feel as though it's a thing of, big cities in general, because I remember my old boss at the hobby store talking about the people in Sydney doing the same thing. Everyone's just sort of rushing around, trying to get everywhere all at once. And, then you come to Perth, and it's, we don't care if we're 20 minutes late. There's a good reason their population is declining so much. Their birth rate is in the negatives. Yeah, I noticed that as well. There was definitely a lot of elderly, aging population sort of thing. Not too many young people walking around. And the only time we really saw kids was around school. Around the schools. If we weren't around a school, we weren't seeing any of the kids. Straight up. So, yeah, it was... it was kind of weird to see that, if I'm completely honest. I've not been in a place like that, but... yeah, just seeing the amount of people, mainly from the older populations. Sorry, I'm having to stop every 5 fucking minutes now because OVR Toolkit is failing to launch the fucking window of things that I want to talk about. So I have to constantly fucking reopen the damn thing. Just very, very, very frustrating. But yeah. Yeah, it's just... But the main reason why I wouldn't live in Japan is because I wouldn't know where to go. I wouldn't know who to talk to. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think I would prefer to work in Japan. I would like to work remotely. If I were to live in Japan, I would work remotely. That is to say, I would work from home. That's what I would prefer to do. Additionally, there's also the space problem. I'm the sort of person who I think I would prefer a 3 to 4 bedroom house. And Japan's got apartment living down to a T. But you won't find anything much bigger than an apartment, really. Like, not without going further and further out into the suburbs. If you know what I mean. The apartment that we stayed at in Tokyo had multiple rooms, and I think I could, in theory, maybe make that work. But at the same time, that would probably be the extent of my limitation. So the apartment that we stayed at in Tokyo had 1, 2, 3... yeah, it was 3 bedrooms and a TV room. It had a laundry and a bathroom and a toilet. And of course, like a dining room / kitchen. So, like, I could make that work, I guess? But those rooms were also, like, quite small. Even if you take out the beds and everything, so... It's just so commercialized and just ultra-capitalist over there, too. Everywhere you go, someone or something is trying to sell you something. Honestly... Not really, unless you go to, like, the really popular areas like Shibuya or Shinjuku. That was where there were people on the street trying to sell you stuff, but otherwise, I didn't really notice it too much. Like, it definitely didn't happen in Kyoto, and it didn't happen in Osaka either, to my surprise. So, but yeah. The vending machine? Yeah, to be fair, there's a bunch of vending machines and a bunch of gashapon, and hey, I'm a sucker for gashapon. I mean, listen. I only played the vending machines like a couple of times, because, of course, the vending machines are just claw machines. That's it. It's all just claw machines. The amount of people who were in there actually playing these claw machines honestly surprised me, because I'm walking through there going... Ha, what a bunch of suckers. Because I know that claw machines are fucking rigged against you. At least with gashapons, you win something. You're guaranteed to get something. Even if it's something that you've already won or whatever, you're guaranteed to get something out of it. Claw machines, you ain't guaranteed nothing. I find claw machines to be a complete waste of money. Now that's just my opinion. Hey, if you like claw machines, go for it. And we did have multiple people playing on the claw machines. Go for it. I'm not going to stop you. I'm just not going to play them because I see them as a waste of money. So, I'm not going to bother with them. Not too much anyway. I know that there's a very small chance that the claw machine is going to have the maximum strength, and it's only when it has the maximum strength that it's actually going to be able to do something, pick up the item, and move it into the bin. But the chances of that happening are like 1 in 200, and you don't know when that's going to be. And if you miss, well, you've just wasted that moment. So, there's no point in playing a claw machine. At least, not to me. Like I said, gashapons are better because you're guaranteed to get something. It may not be the thing that you want, but hey, you do get something out of it. And that's why I went absolutely ham on the gashapon machines, because I was like, cool, I'm going to get something out of this no matter what I do. But yeah. If I were to throw everything out the window and not worry about it, I don't think I would want to live in Japan. But it's... mainly because of the fact that I would not be able to successfully navigate my way around. I found it very, very, very confusing. And maybe it's because, you know, I lived around Perth long enough to navigate my way around, but I could not for the life of me figure out half of the stuff in Japan. I mean, I mentioned it last night, and I think I mentioned it in the photos too. Like, it took me 2.5 hours to find a Studio Ghibli store, and I should have been able to find that no fucking problem. This is what I'm talking about. To be fair, I think if I were to live in Japan, I would live in Tokyo, because not only is there a Plurale store and a Nintendo store and a Studio Ghibli store and, well, multiple Studio Ghibli stores, I think, and a Sega store and a Pokemon Center, like, it's all, and a Plurale store, if I haven't mentioned that already. There's also a Lego store that sells exclusive Legoland merch. So, like, to be fair, if I was going to live anywhere, I would live in Tokyo. And the reason I would is because I had an easier, despite all of the lines going every which way, I still believe I had an easier time navigating Tokyo than I did Osaka. Osaka was just way too fucking confusing. I would not want to live in Osaka. Osaka's nice for a couple of days trip every year or so, and even then, I don't think I'd go to Universal more than once every 2 to 3 years. So, yeah, it's a very strange question because it's like a yes and a no at the same time. Still just hate the senseless consumerism. I'm happy living anywhere cousins are. Oh, that's fair, Ken. I'd also love it if all my friends moved to Japan too. Like, I would absolutely move to Japan if all my friends moved to Japan. No fucking worries. I mean, I guess that kind of goes without saying. Hi, Furry Lord. Welcome on in. To be fair, as much as I don't like that place, you'd still learn to navigate there after you've been there long enough. Yeah, that's the thing, Delimited. Like, eventually you would learn to navigate there. I'm just really, really, really obscenely bad with directions, as I proved whilst I was in Osaka. But I reckon with enough exposure, I could learn my way around. And I started getting a feel for it in Tokyo a little bit. Like, at least I remembered which stations I had to get off at in order to go back home again, and which line I needed to get on. It took me a week, but I finally figured it out. And it was the same with Osaka, and it would have been the same with Kyoto if we stayed there a little bit longer. We didn't stay in Kyoto long enough for me to register it, but we stayed long enough in Osaka that I did register, like, okay, this is the line that I need. That was actually very easy because you just got on the Osaka loop line, and you just, if you were going in the wrong direction, well, okay, you just turn around and go back the other way. Like, it was all just one loop line. You're not going to end up somewhere completely off the cuff weird. So, but getting off at Osaka Station itself, because we didn't stay at Osaka Station, we stayed in like a little suburb just off to the side somewhere. Whether it was north, south, east, or west, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But it was closer to Universal City than it was to Osaka. We were like 1 or 2 stops away from Universal City, so. Hi Swooshy, welcome on in. It's Narbon time. Narbon time. But, yeah, I would not want to live in Osaka, and I don't actually know what is around Kyoto. Like, I don't know if Kyoto has a Nintendo store, or a Sega store, or a Pokemon Center, or Plurale store. I'm assuming it has a Plurale store. But, like, we didn't really know what was around there, aside from the Nintendo Museum, which is not a Nintendo store, and Nintendo offices itself, which we didn't see, unfortunately. We thought about it. It was mentioned at some point during the trip, but we didn't end up seeing the Nintendo, like, the actual Nintendo office. But that's okay. I mean, what were we gonna do? Take a photo of it and then just be like, look, that's where Shigeru Miyamoto works. Like, what are we gonna do? In reality. So, but yeah, like, with enough exposure, I could probably make do with a decent sized to large apartment in Tokyo. But if it was like a 1-floor apartment, no, definitely not. If it was an apartment inside an apartment building, definitely not. So it would have to be a separate apartment, and I don't think I would want to live in the heart of Tokyo. I think that would be a bit noisy. I would like to live in, like, basically the suburb that we lived in, actually. Like I said, the place we stayed at was quite quite comfortable. The stairs were steep as shit, but, you know, swings and roundabouts. Those stairs in that apartment were so steep, it wasn't even funny. And they're also extremely thin. Like, it was hard getting a suitcase up those stairs. And I didn't even lift one of the suitcases because I stayed on the ground floor. But, like, watching the others drag their suitcases up and down those staircases, oh boy. Barely wide enough for the suitcases, man. Can also say I was not the first to fall down the staircases, and luckily, somehow or another, I did not fall down the staircases. The accident-prone one was not accident-prone during this trip. I will say that. Somehow or another, the most accident-prone out of everyone was not accident-prone this time. That was... Honestly, I kind of feel bad because Doki Hu fell down the stairs. Soren didn't get injured, I think. Casper ended up stepping on a rock funny whilst they were at Disneyland. They, like, half tripped on a rock or something. I also tripped on a rock on the same day, but I walked it off after a couple of hours and was fine. But for Casper, no, that definitely hurt them quite severely. And then Doki Hu had an unfortunate mishap with a kettle. So in the Osaka place, we had a kettle, but there's nowhere to boil the kettle. You have to plug the kettle in on the floor in a completely different location away from the kitchen. And unfortunately, we were boiling the kettle and Doki Hu just happened to brush it with their foot. That was a very, very, very nasty burn that they ended up with. I'm not sure if it was like 1st degree or 2nd degree or 3rd degree, but it was not a good burn, man. I need to check up on them and see if they're okay, because that burn looked very, very, very nasty. I suppose that does leave the question though, do I want to go back to Japan? Yes. Sure. I would love to go back to Japan. I've got more Plurale to buy for a start, and there is still more to see. Like, we saw a lot, but we didn't see everything. I would still go back to Japan, and I still would find stuff to look at and enjoy. Plus, there's, like I said, a whole bunch more Plurale, and also every like few months or so, there's probably going to be more Thomas Capsule Plurales out, so I'm quite happy to go back anytime. I don't think I would go back during summer though. According to Doki Hu, it gets very sticky and yucky and humid in summer, and I don't think I would go in summer. I was quite okay in winter with my thermals, which were just heat tech from Uniqlo. My underwear, my heat tech from Uniqlo, pants, like one pair of pants, a shirt, and a puffer jacket. And then a beanie and gloves. And I was perfectly fine. I actually, on the first day or two of Tokyo, I was a bit cold, but then we started moving around a bit, and, you know, when you get on the bus, the heat is blasting. So off come the gloves, off come the beanie. Half the time you gotta unzip your puffer jacket because it's just too hot and bothersome. You walk into a store, the heater is blasting. The puffer jacket is off in 5 minutes, you know? So, but getting warm is much easier than getting cool. And by the time we were through our first week of Tokyo, I was kind of used to the cold. Even though I was still somewhat sick, I was actually getting used to it. Amazingly, for some odd reason, and I don't know why, because it was not the coldest we had been exposed to, but the last couple of days in Osaka turned out to be the days that I actually felt the cold. Or at least the nights at Osaka were when I started feeling the cold. And that was like the last night of Universal and the last night that we were in Osaka in general. Like, that's when I started feeling the cold. It took that long. It took the entire trip to finally re-feel the cold again. But I did find that very interesting. But yeah, like, I would absolutely go back to Japan. No worries. It was an interesting choice for my first international trip, and very full on, but like, hey, I did it. I go back. But that also brings me to the honestly kind of rubbish state of the world. We're going to be a bit negative here for a minute. I reckon you should travel whilst you're young if you can afford it. Having to work all day sucks. It just does. And this holiday was a great little break from all of that. Like I said before, it felt like I was in a completely different reality. Not just even a different world. I felt like I was in a different reality. I only thought about work once, and that was when I emailed them to say, hey, I bought a SIM card, but it doesn't have a mobile number, so you're just going to have to contact me via emails. They responded and said, yeah, no worries, Skylar, all good. Everything seems to be going fine. And then they never contacted me again. Like, I immediately, upon seeing their responses, I tuned them right out. It was just ridiculous. Also, my windows are breaking again. Took a little bit, but it's happened again. Contents, OBS. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. OBS, why the fuck were you so big there? There's no reason for you to be that huge. Oh, lovely. All of the windows have changed their scales. Oh, that is fantastic. Suddenly the OBS window is ginormous and the chat window is extremely fucking small. Oh, look, there's the OBS window, and it's back to normal now. Ugh. Sorry, give me a sec. Gotta reset everything again. But yeah, it was just weird, because, like, all my concerns, like, about home, about work, everything, they just faded away. Now, to be fair, they gave way to other stresses, you know, the stress of, do I belong here, the stress of the postage stuff, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. But, like, in a weird sort of way, it was a different reality to me. And it felt really surreal. Like, I was not worried about any... I didn't even... Like, to be honest with you, I didn't even think about streaming. I didn't even think about making content. There were a couple of times where I thought, oh yeah, I still need to finish that thing when I get home. And only a couple of times, maybe once a week, that I thought about it. That's it. The rest of the time, I feel as though, even though I wasn't mentally well, I was present, and it felt completely different. But it does bring me to the rubbish state of the world. I've been thinking about it since I got home, right? I can't afford a home. I can't afford my own house. And this is why I'm saying that, like, all the whilst I can't afford my own home, maybe I should go out and travel before my body breaks down, because it's just a sad and sorry state of affairs that we're working until we're like 70 years old and have finally paid off our mortgage, and we're finally ready to go out and see the world, and our bodies are breaking on us every 5 fucking seconds. We look at our arm funny and it's broken. It feels like we should be getting out there and doing things and experiencing life, but we're not allowed to because, you know, money's tight and everything else. And that's the problem that I have, is just... Hi, Fruit and NPC, welcome back. It's just... That's the problem that I have with the world at the moment. And your 9-to-5 job is quickly becoming irrelevant. Like, it's not going to get you a house. It's not going to let you travel or anything like that. You need to have like 20 side hustles and a part-time job as well as your 9-to-5 in order to afford a house these days. It's pretty bad. I don't like the way the world is going, and I was thinking about this today too. Like, again, I was just thinking about house prices and how bad they are and how stupid it all is. Here in Australia, we essentially are in a housing crisis where there's just not enough houses to keep up with demand, and as a direct result of this, it's driving up prices astronomically. I mean, just here in the past 5 years, we've experienced at least a 100% growth on house prices. In fact, the median average has gone from 400,000 to 700,000 in the last 5 years. The funny thing is, I reckon I'm in a financial position now to purchase a house 5 years ago. Arg, I'm a bit slow there. I could have bought a house with the money that well, not necessarily bought a house, but I could definitely have gotten a mortgage 5 years ago with the money that I currently have. But the goalposts have moved so badly that I will just forever be chasing them at this point. This is what I'm talking about, man. I will never own a home of my own. I've practically given up, and I may as well because there's nothing better to do. Like, I've got a roof over my head because, you know, I live with my dad. So, it's weird to say that as a 33-year-old, and, like, I want to move out, but the world just won't let me, man. So, if the world's not going to let me, and I can't take my money with me when I die anyway, well, maybe I should just use it and go out and experience things and travel a little bit more, you know, live a little bit better and enjoy my life, because otherwise I'm just going to sit there and be a corporate slave, and I don't like that. I am, as people might be surprised to hear from the lazy sod who doesn't want to work, I am an adventurer by heart. I want to go out and explore, despite the fact that I have no sense of direction. But I want to go out. I want to explore. I want to do things. And it's not like I don't have the money to do them. I could fly again tomorrow if I so wished, as long as I booked the time off work. But, you know, if I didn't have to worry about that, I could fly again tomorrow. But I will never be able to own my own home, and that's just sad, really. But yeah, I don't like the state of the world currently. And then you've got people that are saying that, oh, in 10 years, money will be irrelevant. Mate, get the fuck out of here with that. I'll believe that when I see it. And sure, okay, I'm gonna date this VOD. I don't fucking care. If you think money is not gonna be relevant in 10 fucking years, well, let's fucking see it. AI is taking over our jobs as it is, and that means we don't have money anymore. What are you going to do when your companies are busy printing products for free and then charging us a premium and we can't buy them? What are you going to do then? Just send a whisper on relevance. Alright, no worries, Delimited. Cheers. I'll check that out later. Like, what are you going to do then? And, again, in 10 years' time, if money is irrelevant, well, no, it's not going to be. We've been trading goods and services since we learned how to write. Since we learned how to draw pictures in caves. I am sure that some caveman somewhere has probably done a trade for 3 fish for a bear pelt or something. It's in our nature to trade things and get something in return, and money is just one way of doing that. So I don't know, you just pivot to selling exclusively to high wealth customers. Yeah, but if those wealthy customers are also not getting any money because no one's buying anything, then eventually there's like, okay, then money might be meaningless. But if money is going to be meaningless, then where are we going to get our food from? Where are we going to get our water from? Where are we going to get our goods and services from? We all trade for it. Electricity's not free. I mean, unless you got solar panels and a solar battery, and you're off the grid. That's not their problem. The other companies will employ people. You're thinking on too much of a localized level. I don't know. I just don't like it. And I guess I just don't have to. But it does suck that wages haven't grown to keep up with the cost of inflation. Like, I came back and I feel as though the frozen meals that I bought for work have gone up by another 20 cents. Ugh. So my money goes less further than it did before. And my work has not given me a pay rise. You know, despite the fact that they literally sack someone. Oh, sorry. Made redundant. Rubbish, they sacked him. Bullshit. Bullshit. We call that sacking. It's also because the population will just keep their heads down and deal with it. Nobody's prepared. Yep, exactly. Delimited? Exactly. You hit the nail on the head there. It's very hard for normal people to understand macroeconomic level concepts. I mean, I suppose you're probably lumping in with me with the normal people, and I don't blame you for that. I am very normal. And like I said, housing has not kept up with demand. Here in Australia, the government introduced that 5%, no mortgage lender scheme, but all that's done is create more debt for people that they can't take on. It's not helping put people in houses, it's driving up the prices, because now there's even less houses out there. And then you've got all the investors snapping everything up, because they got the money to do so. They see the dollar signs. Ugh. It's just not great, you know? And I feel as though, for me, maybe a shift is necessary, and instead of saving up for a house that I'm not going to be able to afford anyway, maybe I should go out and start living my life a little bit more, if that makes sense. Maybe. I don't know. This is all by design. Every time there was a first-home buyer's grant or anything, the developers and property owners just tracked that onto the existing price, bumping the price up by the exact amount of the grant. Yep, exactly. But yeah, I just don't like the way things are at the moment, and, you know, maybe that comes with being a 33-year-old idiot. But, like I said, maybe it's time for a shift, you know. I'm not getting any younger. I mean, I can stick a drill in the clock and spin it anti-clockwise, but that's gonna do nothing. But that does bring me to something as well. Like, this is something a little bit more personal to me, right? I wanted to use this Japan trip as a reset. And what I mean by that is I don't want to go back to the sense of normalcy that I had before the trip. And to explain this further, when I was coming home from work on Thursday and Friday nights, I would tell myself, like, okay, I'm going to pick a video game. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to play it, or I'm going to work on this thing, or start working on this video, or whatever else, right? And then I would open YouTube, and all of a sudden, 4 hours are gone, it's 10 o'clock at night, it's too fucking late to start anything, I may as well just keep watching YouTube. And it's all just crap. And it really is just absolute garbage that I am watching. I'm not getting any benefit out of it. Like, I'm not learning anything, it's not interesting, it's fucking it's clips of Simpsons or Top Gear. I'm not even watching the full episode where I get a proper explanation. It's just rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And I've already started going back down that route. Like, after my streams this week, I've started opening YouTube again and started watching crap. And it's something that I don't want to do. Why do you watch it then? Delimited? If I knew the answer to that question, I wouldn't have to talk about it. Because I wouldn't be doing it. I don't know why I watch it. I'm literally putting brain rot on, I suppose. To use a millennial term. I suppose it's a millennial term. Is it a millennial term to say brain rot? I don't know. But yeah, instead of being productive, or at the very least choosing a video, I've got so many video games that I wanted to play. Like, I actually want to give Animal Crossing New Leaf a good solid try. I didn't really vibe with Wild World, but that was over 10 years ago. I want to give New Leaf a solid, decent attempt and see if I actually do like it, because maybe I will. People watch it to distract their brains from the sad reality that we live in. And that's fine, but the problem, Blue... Oh, by the way, hi. The problem is... stupid OBS, or OVR Toolkit rather, closed again. The problem is, I'm not even sure I enjoy the content in the first place that I am choosing to absorb. It doesn't get a laugh, it doesn't even get a snicker out of me, like, it's just there. Okay, cool. And we move on with our lives, and by that I mean we click on the next video in the recommended bar. This is something that I want to change moving forward. I don't want to sit there and do nothing. I would like to be productive. I want to edit more videos or make more videos in general. Oh, for fuck's sake, you stupid OVR Toolkit. Ugh. I want to make more videos. I want to be able to sit down and pick a game and just play it, man. I mean, literally this week, I DM'd my friend Mars and was like, hey, so, what if I, should I start a Minecraft Forever World? And Mars was just like, do it. And I mean, I haven't had the time to do it because I've been streaming all week, and I'll be streaming again tomorrow night, by the way. But, you know, it's something that I could do. But I also want to play Animal Crossing New Leaf, like I said. Donkey Kong Bonanza is still ongoing. And I've actually got a video that I'm currently making right now that I need to focus on. So, maybe eventually I'll get around to it, but I don't know. I feel as though I've already bitten off more than I can chew this year, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, like, I don't want to sit down and do nothing all the time. It's good to have like a little mental break, I suppose, but I don't want that to become the normal, if that makes sense. And I'm worried that it's already starting to become the normal. Like, I'm sliding down that slope again and just going back to the way things were before, you know? And being complacent, being satisfied, I suppose, for a lack of a better word, with where I currently am in my life, when in reality, I'm actually quite frustrated and annoyed, and I want things to change. I want a better job, you know? I want to make more content. I want to I want to have a little bit more free time, you know, to play video games and such. Put me in charge of your entertainment regimen. Good luck with that. I feel as though in order to be in charge of that, you need to know my full schedule, where I struggle to find room for entertainment in the first place. I mean, to be honest, before I went away to Japan, in the weeks leading up to it, I felt like, whatchamacallit, that character from Gumball, who is literally a rock. I forget his name. It's not Rocky or anything obvious. Larry! That's his name, Larry. I felt like Larry in that one episode where he just says to Gumball, I wake up, I go to work, I come back home, I go to bed. I cook dinner, I go to bed. I wake up, I go to work. And he's just repeating that as he slowly walks into the ocean. And that's how I feel, man. I wake up, I go to work, I come back home, I shower, I cook dinner, I stream. If I'm streaming, I go to bed. The Horror Delimited will run it like a regime. And if I'm not streaming, I'm doing nothing. Or, you know, yeah, well, essentially doing nothing. But, like, I mean, this week, to be fair, I was supposed to finish the video, but, you know, there's a Pokemon Presents tomorrow, which we'll be watching. And then going over the Japan trip actually took 4 streams. I was hoping to get through all of the photos in a single stream, but we didn't get there. So, but, like, it's fine because I ended up taking more time than I expected to go over the Osaka photos. So it actually kind of worked out. I assure you it will be purely educational content. Uh-huh. But I don't want to sit on my tail and do nothing anymore. Like, I want to start doing stuff. And sure, okay, I know, like, burnout's a thing and I have to be very, very careful, but, like, what else do you think I would watch? I don't know, Delimited. You're here, aren't you? Can't say you're learning anything here, mate. And if you have learned something, I'm sorry. That's not the goal of my entertainment. But I don't want to sit on my tail and do nothing anymore. Like, I want to be a bit more proactive, if that makes sense. This trip proved that I am missing out on quite a bit, and it showed how much I am missing out. I want to capitalize on this. There's that C word again, I suppose. I want to capitalize on it. I don't want to slip back into my old way, so I have to be very, very careful, because it's already started to happen. And I think it's got something to do maybe with the environment. I feel as though an environmental shift is what I needed, but I need it to be permanent, not just a couple of weeks and then I'm back to my old environment, you know? I need something around here in my room, perhaps, to change. I don't know what to do yet, but I feel as though something needs to change in my room, like a different viewpoint or something. I'm not sure. But I kept saying after the trip that I would do more. And now I need to live up to that promise. I don't want to sit down and do nothing. I need to make sure that I'm not sitting down and watching crap on YouTube. I need to make sure that I'm either working on a video or playing a video game. And yes, okay, to be fair, I get it. Video games are just as bad as watching absolute crap on YouTube, but there are games out there that I want to play, and there are games out there that I want to play for you guys. But if I have not played the game, then I might be afraid to try it. And that's happened several times. But earlier today, I spent about 3 hours watching world affairs and documentaries on aircraft design, intermixed with some technology news. Ah, so I'm the relaxing content, am I? Or am I just the garbage? To be fair, I'm probably just the garbage, aren't I? I want to be working again, but it seems like nowhere is actually hiring, and it's honestly starting to piss me off. Yeah, Blue, my friend Crimson is having the same problem. It's not great out there, to be honest, and that's why I'm also afraid of, like, just quitting my job cold turkey. I feel like I have changed my attitude a bit. So, like, I think I've even mentioned before I stopped, before I went away, that I wanted to just quit my job cold turkey as soon as I got back. Well, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I'm gonna more or less see how things play out over the next couple of months, because we just sacked someone, and we could be getting someone else, we could not be getting someone else. I kind of want to just see where it goes, but at the same time, I've been there for 10 years, and I do know it's not going to get any better, because it never fucking does. So, I should just start looking for another job or something like that, you know? But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to slide down that slope, and I can already feel myself sliding down that slope. And this is this is something too that I do want to mention too. Like, sometimes when I would say, hey, I'm not streaming tonight, I'm going to focus on back-end stuff, I regret to inform you that if you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. It might be made out of Plurale, I'm not sure, but I do have a bridge to sell you. Because half the time, it's not happening. I'm watching crap on YouTube, and then, the worst part is, I will go to bed in a very sad state, knowing I have accomplished nothing. All the time. Every single time this happens. You get into that mindset of, shit, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow never comes, because you don't do it. This is the stuff that I want to change. This is the stuff that I need to change. And I wanted to use the Japan trip as a blockade. I need to live up to that. And all I can say is, at the time of this video, I hope I do. Or the time of this stream, I hope that I live up to that. That's what I hope for. But is it going to happen? I don't know. Like, I'm already starting to see the signs, man. I'm already slipping back into normalcy. I don't want to be normal. I don't want to return to normalcy. I want to do better with my life. And that's going to require some change. And you know what? I'm willing to give it a go, but I need to pull myself away from the YouTube crap if I'm going to do something. And maybe then it'll start happening. Maybe then I might actually start enjoying playing video games a little bit more, or making content, you know? That's what I wanted. That's what I ultimately want to happen. I want to enjoy making content, and I want to enjoy playing video games. Because at the moment, I've got to be honest, the only reason I enjoy playing video games is because I'm playing them with you guys. And it sucks saying that. I feel as though I don't enjoy games very well on my own anymore. And I've watched a couple of videos on this, and I can't remember what they say, so don't ask me, because it's been over a month since I watched those. But it's just, I don't know. Maybe it will unlock something if I start, you know, just chilling out and playing video games and taking the time to do the things that I want to do, rather than the things that everyone else wants me to do. or the things that I have to do, you know? And being able to take a break when I need to, but taking a break in my own way and on my own terms, rather than just taking the easy way out and sitting down and watching crap on YouTube. If I'm gonna take a break, maybe I should play something. Just saying. I've done that before, slowly pushing it back further and further until you suddenly just forget about it. And when you remember about it, it's too late to worry about it. Content brain is definitely a struggle for me too. Yeah, And like I said, I am working on something and I need to focus on fixing it. And I was hoping to actually work on it tonight, knowing that the Pokemon Presents is tomorrow night. I was kind of hoping to work on it tonight, but Japan kind of poo-pooed that. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, and to make matters worse, fucking Western Power are cutting the fucking power on Saturday. All fucking day. Not fucking happy about that. So there goes any chance I had of working on the fucking video. God damn it. I don't enjoy anything just on my own anymore. Everything has to be content. Yeah! See, that's the problem, Ken. That's the problem. Suddenly everything is content. All of the Lego sitting over there is waiting to be built on stream. All of it. And all of the Animal Crossing Lego sitting behind me. It's all waiting to be built on stream. It's all content. And it's hard to get out of that mindset. Like, even playing a game blind, like Donkey Kong Bonanza, for example, which I am playing off stream, like, you sit there playing it and you're just like, I could be streaming this. It's so weird. Planned maintenance? Yes, it's planned maintenance. This time, it's also to, hopefully, as they say in the letter, improve stability. Maybe this has come about because my power died a few weeks ago and didn't come back for fucking hours. My power also went off for maintenance for 2 hours. The other part of the problem is I put off things to be done on stream and then I lose interest because ADHD. Just can't get myself to do anything these days, but these days have been for years. I have gotten into a routine to listen to vids or streams while playing games. Now the problem is it feels weird when I don't have background sound. See, the problem that I have, Blue, is I can't do that. I'm the sort of person who can only focus on one thing at a time and get distracted if I don't focus. Like, it's happened multiple times on stream. It happens, it's happened this stream where I've just gone, oh, what was I thinking about? Like, you see this constantly, and I have tried it before. I've tried, like, watching, like, listening to a YouTube video whilst also playing a game, and I hated the fact that I couldn't hear the game's music and audio, and I couldn't focus on the video either, so I was getting the worst of both worlds. You Blue, I have tough noise all the time. My noise is just the video game noise, like, it's the video game music and such. Unless I'm playing, like, the only difference here is if I'm playing Minecraft, and the reason is because Minecraft doesn't play music all the time. Although there's probably a setting for that somewhere, or some sort of add-on you can put onto the game, but for whatever reason, it doesn't play it all the time. I have a cousin on, or YouTube, or music. Me too, yeah. I guess I'm just the weird one, then. Like, I can't play a video game and watch a YouTube video at the same time. It's either one or the other. Man, I wish I was like my mum. It just makes me think of my mum when you guys talk about this. So, my mum used to multitask, and my sister does it too, but I'm not sure if she's as good as it as my mum was. I think you're the normal one. I have poorly managed ADHD. So my sister tends to play video games and watch YouTube videos, but I'm not entirely sure she's focused on any one thing because she's watched the same YouTube videos hundreds of times over, and she's constantly restarting those video games. The amount of times I have seen her restart Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth is insane. And here I am having finished the game. Okay, here's the thing. I have a single earbud in under my headset, so one ear is open while the other has stuff, with the exception of a couple games. That's fair. That could work, I think. Especially if you set the game to stereo. So that it comes out of, well, not stereo, to mono. So it comes out of one ear, and then the video comes out of the other. That could work. Maybe that's what I need to do. But my mum, like, you guys talking about playing video games and watching YouTube videos, that's kind of what my mum used to do. I do the same thing. I only use things I've watched a ton for background noise. It can't be new stuff because I want to focus. Yeah, fair enough. Like, that's my problem. Like, I need it to be new stuff, and I don't like watching old content. But my mum used to sit down in front of the television, and she would be reading a book. My mum was a master at multitasking, right? So she'd be reading a book, and she'd also have the TV on, right? And Dad would just sort of slyly start reaching over for the TV remote. And Mum would just turn around and smack his arm and go, "Hey, I'm watching that." Without even skipping a beat, without looking up from her book, she'd just be like, slap, "Hey, I'm watching that." And Dad would be like, "No, you're not, you're reading." And Mum would just be like, "I'm doing both, honey." It was so funny. I wish I inherited her skill, but I definitely didn't. I never watch the same stuff twice, but if I need something on in the background, I'll put on ABC Local Radio or the ABC News channel. Did she have extrasensory perception? Probably. Like, I reckon she did. She must have, because, like, even when I was doing, like, I would pretend to do it, like, Mum's focused on reading her book, and then I just try to reach over and poke her, and you would get maybe 10 centimeters away from her, smack! Don't even try it. Ow. The mum version of the dad being asleep but instantly waking up because he was watching that. Except my mum wasn't asleep, she was reading. But literally, she's paying attention as well. It was amazing, man. I wish I had her ability, but I didn't inherit it. My sister inherited it, but like I said, I don't know how good she is at it. But yeah. But anyway, just to bring this all back around, I want to, you know, work on stuff and do stuff and, you know, not sit around and rest on my laurels. I mean, I can rest when my body's practically given up and I'm too tired to make content anymore. That's when I should be watching content. Oh, or, you know, when I can't hold a video game controller in my hands anymore. The day I'm not able to play Pokemon is going to be a sad, sad day indeed. I don't want to think about it. Hey, Pokemon's not reactive. Blue, thank you so much for the hydrate. I do actually need to have a good, strong sip of water here. My throat is very dry. Ugh. I've been thinking about this for the past, like, half an hour. Ugh, that's better. Should also reopen the stupid chat window. I closed that like half an hour ago and never reopened it. But it's not been working all night, so there's almost no point. Cool. Opening a new window in OVR Toolkit has forced the PDF to close that I was using. Which had all my thoughts on it that I wanted to talk about. Oh, excuse me. I think I drank that water a little too fast. Where are we? We're almost done here, guys. We got 3 more things that I want to talk about. So let's move on from that, and let's move on to something a little bit more positive, shall we? I should stop shading with my 0.5mm. It's wasteful. My favorite part of the trip. I think my favorite part of the trip as a whole, it was getting to see everyone smiling and relaxing bigger than I have ever seen them. That really was, to me, what made the trip. That's been the thing that I have thought about the most, is just, it was so awesome seeing everyone smiling, especially at Disneyland. The smiles on people's faces as they were exiting a ride, or like just in general as we were wandering around the park. Like, everyone was just really happy, really, really, really hyped up. That, to me, was the best moment of the trip. I couldn't tell you what my favorite ride was because they were all great. Even the ones that I was absolutely fucking petrified of, like Elmo's Go-Go Skateboard. Like, it was still fun, but I couldn't tell you which one was my favorite ride because I don't, I guess I'm just not a ride person. But what made my trip special was getting to see everyone's smiles and people really enjoy themselves. You could see it, the enjoyment on their face and in their body language. Like, seeing people happy was what made my trip. That, to me, was the best part about it. That's what I liked the most. It wasn't, going to the Nintendo Museum or seeing a Nintendo store or buying all that Plarail or anything like that. No. It was genuinely seeing genuine joy on everyone's faces that did not feel forced. Everyone talking happily and being positive. That's what made the trip. That is what made it special to me. And I'm going to remember those for a very long time. I'm going to remember the smiles and the awesomeness that I got to witness as people stopped stressing and genuinely enjoyed themselves. That's what I liked the most. And I think perhaps the second most enjoyable thing was getting to see a friend come out of their shell and go on thrill rides. Something that they were petrified of doing. That was a huge inspiration for me as well, as someone who doesn't enjoy thrill rides. Because by the end of the trip, I was starting to say, maybe if I go on some thrill rides, I might be able to do them someday. And we even, on the last night, I think I mentioned this last night, or on Tuesday night or something, here on the streams, but I mentioned that on the last night we went out to Coco for dinner, and we mentioned, like, I brought up, like, they were talking about, the fact that they rode the flying dinosaur, which I showed you guys, and the Jayag and Desert, who didn't come with us to Universal Studios, were just like, oh yeah, you know, that's really cool. And I'm like, yeah, I was too chicken shit, did not go anywhere near them. And Jag was just like, hey, that's, you know, that's okay. And then they started talking about possibly taking me to Adventure World and making me go on the water slides there to just sort of like get the feel and start. Because I started saying to them, you know, it kind of sucked missing out on things, but I'm too scared and I don't know what that sensation is. Like, I don't know why I'm scared. I don't know why I don't like it. And they were just like, okay, well, maybe we can, like, sort of lean you into it a little bit. And it was... This is something, too, that I also enjoyed, was my friends kind of pushed me to do things. And they knew when I was uncomfortable, and they didn't push any further. For example, when I was going on Elmo's Go-Go skateboard, I got to the front of the line, and that's when you can see how fast this thing is spinning. And I'm like, oh boy, I can't do that. And Doki Who is right behind me, and I turned to Doki Who and I'm like, I don't think I can do this. And I'm like, turn around to look for a staff member to see if I can bail. And Doki Who's just like, Skylar, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Oh boy, did I shit myself. But hey, by the time I walked off, I actually turned around and said, hey, thanks for pushing me to go on that, because it was actually kind of fun. I forgot to scream, and I was too busy focused on not shitting myself, but it was fun. Sounds like me, I'm not a fan of thrill rides, roller coasters. Yeah, me neither. I don't think I could really do, like, big thrill rides, like the Rampage or whatever the fuck it is at Adventure World, the spinny one. Like, I don't think I could do those, and I don't think I could do roller coasters that have, like, loops or inversions. But I want to be able to do things like, you know, just regular roller coasters, and, like, 1 or 2 drops is fine. Like I said, I did enjoy the Jurassic Park ride, and that's a 25-meter drop. Like, it's not straight down, but it's down. And again, it was, I believe, Soren and Doki who kind of, like, pushed me on this one. They were just like, yeah, you could probably do that. And, you know, they helped me through a couple of the more difficult rides that I went on, which, again, were Elmo's Go Skateboard and the Jurassic Park ride. They both hyped it up and also just were like, hey, you know, you'll be fine, Skylar. Don't worry about it. I don't let myself be happy for reasons I don't know or understand. You should let yourself be happy, Delimited. You are allowed to enjoy this life. And I think that's the biggest takeaway for me, is you're allowed to enjoy your life. And you should be allowed to enjoy your life. Like I said before, it's a silly, sad state of affairs, but, like, you should be allowed to do what you want and enjoy life the way you want to. Don't be unhappy for the sake of being unhappy. You only get one chance at this life. You may as well make the most of it, rather than sitting around on your tail all day doing work for someone else who doesn't really give a shit about you. Maybe you should go out and do that thing that you want to do, or you want to give something a try, you should give it a try. Like, aside from money, what else is stopping you from trying that one thing that you want to try? From doing that one thing that you want to do? From figuring out why the fuck I can't see my fucking script anymore? What the fuck? Hello, where are you? There you are. Stupid fucking thing. I don't get that opportunity, I'm afraid, since this is going to YouTube. I won't elaborate further. Alright. I'll just take your word for it, then, Delimited. I will just take your word for it. Even more money. But yeah, like, that was the biggest takeaway from me. Was the fact that people were genuinely relaxed and genuinely had fun. And you could just see it all over their face. Like, the stress was gone. Seeing their smiles as they came off of a ride, that's what made the trip. For me, at least. That was the most enjoyable part. Very far from short of money. I wish I was very far from short of money. Technically speaking, though, I didn't spend everything that I had when I went to Japan. Like, definitely not. I actually came back with way more than I expected, spending very little, despite everything that I showed you guys. But I feel as though I'm very short on money because I can't afford a house. So, so that leads me to the travel bug itself. Have I been bitten by the travel bug? Well, yes and no. And I say yes and no because it's a bit of a weird one. Like, even with money aside, I don't think I would travel very often, but I feel as though I should travel more often than I currently am, that's for sure. But I don't think I would be traveling like on a big adventure like this more than once or twice a year. But that's fine, that's manageable for me. But it's weird because it doesn't feel like I want to travel immediately. It feels like I want to stay at home, I want to rest a bit, and then go and travel again. Like, give me a good solid 6 to 8 months break or recovery, then I will go again, even if money wasn't a problem. So, it's weird. I don't think I got bitten by the travel bug as much as I expected to. I expected to just come home and just be like, well, here I go. I'm going on another adventure. But, yeah. I'm like 20 cents to my name right now. Oh, boy. But yeah, it's just like, give me a chance to rest, recuperate, and then I will go again. And like, give me a chance to rest, recuperate, and more importantly, process the trip itself. And I will say, in a weird sentimental way, going through those old photos and doing these streams has actually helped me process this a little bit. As we all know, my memory is terrible, and that's why I didn't want to place too much of a limit on myself on photos, and I actually made an effort to try and take more photos and videos. I took over 1,100 photos / videos on this trip. Like, I wanted to make sure I remembered it very clearly because of my crap memory. And that's going to help. And going through this stream has also helped. Like, going through these streams has also helped. It's helped me process and file away that this was a chapter in my life. This was something that I did do. This was something that I did and enjoyed. This was something that has been alluded to and we've been leading up to for a while now. And here it is. It's happened. Now it's in a photo album. If you know what I mean. So, yeah. Sorry, the stupid window died again. So yeah, like, it's weird, like, I feel as though I should have been bitten more, but I'm quite happy to wait a little bit before my next adventure. You know, stay home for probably about 6 months or so before I even think about going somewhere else. But no, I haven't been on a flight. Oh, wow. I mean, to be fair, I didn't go on a flight either until I was about 22 or something, I think. When was my first flight? I think my first flight might have been 2014 or 2016. Something around those lines sounds about right. That was my first flight. This was my first time ever being flying internationally. I've only flown around Australia. And even then, I've only flown to Melbourne, Sydney... Well, Melbourne and Brisbane, actually. So, this was my first time flying out of the country. I picked a doozy of a country to go to. I feel like there's definitely easier countries. Speaking of, where's my next adventure? And when? Well, I'm not too sure just yet. I have a few ideas. I mean, I was home for less than a day, and my non-furry friends were already talking. Like, I said to them in the chat, I was just like, hey, I'm home, hello. And that same day, one of them suggests, hey, so what if we did a group trip to Japan next year? And I'm like, oh. And then another one of my friends in that group turns around and says, this particular friend, by the way, this particular friend turned around and said, haha, I'm going, like, I went to Japan in September last year. I am planning to go again next year. I'm just going to be around the Tokyo area, but I'm already planning to go again. And it started a whole conversation. And I'm like, oh boy. I guess we're going to Japan next year. It's not the only destination that I have in mind, though. I'm not allowed in America or Japan. I'm 23 and barely even left my state. What did you do? Nothing, but my medications aren't allowed into Japan, and I can't go to America because I have counter-regime thoughts, imagery, and have spoken publicly online in a negative light about the current regime. Yep, that'll do it. There's also, there's also another trip that I am thinking of. Hold on. I need to check something first. Okay, they're not... Alright, I won't say it then. I won't say it then. I'll keep them guessing. I'll just have to say it when they're around. But, you know, I have some other thoughts and other plans that I would like to do as well. And I'm not entirely sure I want to go right back to Japan, or if I want to do these other plans instead. So, I don't know. But it would be nice to travel again, but like I said, definitely want to rest up first. So here's an active travel warning against America. Trust me, it's not fun here. Don't worry, I have no... By the way, don't worry, I have no plans on traveling to America. But yeah, like, I do have an idea of where I want to go. But that would be an interesting process to work out. I want to say more, but they're not here. So I can't say anything. So yeah. And that's kind of it. That was the last thing that I had to talk about, I suppose. I actually closed the PDF now. It's gone. Good riddance to bad rubbish, I say. Insane how counter-regime narratives are illegal over there now. I agree. But yeah. So, that was basically what I wanted to talk about. Like, this is why I wanted to have this stream. Because I did want to bring to light, like, hey, this is how I felt whilst I was on the trip. It's no one's fault. It's my own fault for getting in my own head. And I also just wanted to talk about everything else. And I haven't really talked much about, like, what my favorite moment was, or whether or not I would go back to Japan, or whether or not I would want to live in Japan, or anything like that. I was actually on the flight, on the way home, And I thought about this, like, I was like, very early on, as soon as I started spiraling mentally, I was like, okay, I need to talk about this on stream. Because it's something that happened, and I want to talk about it, and I want to acknowledge that it did happen, you know? Whether it was bad or good, I want to acknowledge it, right? Because it's part of the trip, it's part of the story. So, when we were, I think it was either when we were waiting at the airport, or perhaps whilst we were on the bus going to the airport in Osaka, as we were leaving the country, I started writing down some topics to go over in this stream, because I knew I was already going to do it. Like, there was no and, if, as, buts, or maybes, but I was like, I wonder if there's other things that I can talk about. And before I knew it, I had filled my entire phone screen with stuff that I wanted to talk about. And I'm like, oh, actually, there's a lot here that I want to go over, that I want to talk about. And throughout the day, I added more and more stuff to it as I thought about it. So, and more importantly, I got through it all. But yeah. So, this has been fun. I also don't know how the Spotify thing up there, where is it? There. It's there-ish. I don't know how that's been working. I hope that's been working alright. I actually can't hear nothing in the Valve Index at the moment. I couldn't figure out how to wire the music into my headset, but to be fair, it's also done wonders and I haven't gotten too distracted from it. So it kind of worked. I mean, you guys be able to hear it and I can't. And that's okay because it means it's not something that is distracting to me. So, I guess it worked. What didn't work was fucking OVR Toolkit. That's been a disaster. Everything just keeps playing up or shutting down. Like, once again, the chat window is completely fucking frozen. The dot points that I had up kept fucking closing. OBS keeps fucking closing every so often. Somehow not as often as the other windows, but it is closing every so often. Like, OVR Toolkit just needs an improvement, man. It wasn't doing this last time I streamed VR chat, so I don't know what's changed. The only thing that I can think of is it's definitely had some sort of update, because I'm pretty sure I saw an update either before I left or after I came home. And I have noticed that the windows are easier to grab, but maybe that's also just my cousin D telling, or Meta Archean, telling me where to grab the windows. Grab them in the top right. They've been a lot easier to grab, but they have also not been working very well at all. They've been crap the entire night. So, but yeah, I do want to say just quickly too, I know I just came back. I'm not sure how I'm gonna go this week with streaming coming up. And the reason I say that is because I'm kind of working on a thing, and by thing I mean video, and I kind of want that video to be up before I start streaming anything. So, yeah, and with the power outage, I'm not sure how much of it I'm gonna get done. I'm hoping to just sit down and focus on it on Saturday night and Sunday, especially because I won't be doing much tomorrow because I will be streaming the Pokemon Presents. But I do want to get the video out by Sunday. That would be nice, but I don't know if it will be out by Sunday, to be honest. I'm afraid. I hope it will be. I would like it very much to be, out by Sunday, that's for sure. But whether or not it is remains to be seen. It would be nice, though. I think that chip just disappeared. No, it's... Oh no, I grabbed my collar. I didn't even know my collar was grabbable. Oh, nope, that's the coffee mug. Oops. I wanted the chip. Now I can't grab the chip because the coffee mug's in the way. Yum. Cute. Nope. Not cute. Don't you start that nonsense. But yeah. I'm glad that these VR chat streams are working out, and, well, I say that. But, you know, it's nice to have a computer that isn't crashing or in danger of crashing. Like, I'm using 59% of my GPU, 40% of my VRAM, 46% CPU. My FPS is at 90, apparently. Whereas before, on the old computer, I was getting, like, maybe 20 FPS, and I was maxing everything the fuck out. So, and that was without streaming. I don't need to start anything, the clip says it all. Sigh. But yeah, I might take a little bit more of a break next week so that I can focus in getting this video done. And yes, I nearly fell over. I might be sitting down here in VR, but I'm actually physically standing up, and I was standing on one leg for a minute. Yeah, it's on videotape. But yeah, I want to make sure that This coffee is getting annoying. You go over there. There. I could just see the little puff of steam coming off of it. But yeah. The reason why I didn't take a break this week was because the trip has just happened. It's fresh in my mind, and I want to make sure I remember it more vividly, because the longer I leave it, the less vivid it's gonna be. So, that's why I immediately wanted to do these streams. Was just like, no, these have got to be done, man. Otherwise, either it's gonna take forever for me to do them in the first place, or, yes, I know my finger is twitching, I don't know why, or, I'm never gonna do it. So, cool. Thanks, VR chat. Lovely. That could be a problem. I haven't lost connection on OBS. Say, every time you access a memory, do what you need to settle back in. We'll still be here. Aw, thanks, Blue. Hi. Stupid fucking VR chat. Let me go sit down again. Whop. You come back over here, mister. You're not going anywhere. Now you're gonna be out of position, and it's gonna piss me off. But yeah, like, I don't remember what I was saying now because I got timed out by VR chat. But yeah, like, it's just a... I wanted to get this done before I forgot about it, you know? I said that every time you access a memory, it distorts very slightly. Yeah, for me, it probably distorts a lot more. But I wanted to make sure that I did this early on, because otherwise I would have either A, not done it at all, or it would have gotten too late to bother with it, or B, I would have just not, like, I wouldn't have been able to remember quite as vividly as I have been. So, I wanted to make sure that I did it within that first week. Otherwise, it would A, never be done, B, if it was done, it wouldn't be quite accurate. Like, I would have forgotten details and such like that. So, man, I want to keep talking for a bit, but I have nothing to talk about. I don't know. I think I might like streaming in VR, to be honest. If, you know, it gets a chance to, like, sit down and talk. If you're still a protogen, you'd be fine, as all you'd be doing is checking the voltage state on some NAND flash cells. No, Delimited, I think you're forgetting something. I'm pretty sure that when I was a protogen, my memory was corrupted. Hey, I only had, like, 64 megabytes of RAM, so... And yes, I said megabytes. You have plans for any streams? Yes, I do! Am I gonna tell you? No! Because I like surprises! Definitely don't keep an eye out for that video that I'm planning. Which is definitely not going to give stuff away. That's a software issue, though. No, I'm pretty sure it was faulty hardware. Okay, I won't. That's also why I'm probably going to be skipping, like, the next couple of days. I'm hoping to not skip every day next week. I'm hoping to only skip, like, maybe a Monday, maybe Tuesday at worst, but we will see. It depends on how much I get done this weekend. Like I said, the Pokemon Presents is tomorrow, so I do want to stream that. I'm probably going to try and go live about half an hour before the show starts, so we can talk. And then watch it together live. And then, on Saturday, the power's out. That's fun. And then on Sunday, I should be able to work on it. And I'm gonna focus and try to, like, I just kind of want to get it done. I'm also realizing that I'm running out of time on other things too. Oh boy. Busy Naruto. It's fine. I can get around it. I better. For her sake. I'll bully you for games next week, only because I love you. Too busy, Naruto. It's the good kind... Cousin Ken, it's the good kind of busy, trust me. And this is stuff that I want to do. I need... This stuff is important to me, and I need to do it. And I say that with a very heavy heart, because I know what this is involving. I made a joke with my old laptop having amnesia since the memory of it died out of nowhere. Let's snuggle and keep still. Nope. How about co-working streams? What do you mean by co-working streams? I don't want to reveal anything. So... Also, Blue, you talking about your laptop memory dying out of nowhere? My laptop charger doesn't work, or my laptop battery doesn't work. It has to be plugged in, or it doesn't work. Which is why I did not take it to Japan. I left that fucking thing at home. That would make it harder. Yeah, just a little bit. I don't want to reveal the stuff that I'm working on until it's, you know, ready to be revealed. So that does make it a bit harder. Also, it's probably better if I just sit down and focus on it, because I'm probably not going to talk much, and B, I'd like to be able to hear what's going on inside that video, so it's probably better if I just focus on it. But don't worry, cousin, we will play games. We will play games, we will stream together. I know that you really want me to play more Sonic Racing Crossworld with you, and funny you should mention about that, what is it, that Battle Golf game, whatever it's called, because my friend also eyed it off, and I opened my Steam to start VR, and they had gifted me the game. So, I guess I have that now. But yeah. I need another sip of water. I don't care what we play, I just want to play with my cousin. I just want to have a good time. That's fair. I mean, I'm always up for a chat. The golf game might make us less friends. I've played Mario Party. It'll be fine. Trust me. Trust me, cousin. I know you were saying that, like, oh, you know... You were saying that this game is worse than Mario Party. I don't know how much Mario Party you've played, but I've played a lot of Mario Party in my time, man. And I'm still friends with all of them. I mean... Also, if I don't ask both our ADHDs, we'll forget. That's probably something that I should probably do. Is probably get tested for that. Honestly, I should probably go and get tested. But from what my psychologist was saying a few years ago, apparently this takes time. And it can take like 6 to 12 months to actually get a diagnosis. But it's a diagnosis I'd probably be willing to get. One other thing too is I'd love to be desensitized again. Or try it again, I suppose. So anyway, Skylar, can we build the Lego sets? I like building them. I agree with you, Blue. I need to figure out a setup for it. Because my room doesn't have the best lighting. I mean, yesterday worked out quite well, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure. But I would love to build... There's so many... Blue, you have no idea how many fucking Lego sets there are. It's a problem, man. It's... Should I out myself? I mean, I'm not really doing anything right now. Hold on. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3... Oh. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. I'm like, did I count that correctly? Well, if I go off the ones that I want to stream, that's... Okay, never mind, it wasn't much better. There's 19 sets that I would like to build on stream. There's 29 sets over there total. 29 or 30 sets total. I built 11 sets if I counted right. I think 3 being over 1,000 pieces and 2 being over 2k pieces. All very nice. Why are you two running with ADHD? Why not upgrade to 84k? So there's 18 sets over there. Now I have to turn around. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there's 11 more sets over there. That's all the Animal Crossing sets. Almost all of the entire sets. It's missing a few, especially the ones that recently came out, because I haven't had a chance to go buy them. And I'm also missing some Sonic sets. Like, I haven't bought every Sonic set, and I'm not too interested in getting every Sonic set. But there are some new Sonic sets that I want to get. I need that silver minifig. I'd build them. So, I have a lot of LEGO sets that I'd like to build on stream, but also I have nowhere to put them once they're built, and I don't really have anywhere to put them even if I flat pack them. And by flat pack, I mean I build them, and then I just dismantle them and put them away. But I have nowhere to put them even if I do that, so... Oh dear. I have really thought about getting the Animal Crossing LEGO started, because I think that would look really neat on my desk in my bedroom. My desk in my bedroom is currently bare. It needs a new display on it, so I took down the Tomy Trains display that was on it before. And then I thought about putting Capsule Plurail on it, and then I didn't have enough Capsule Plurail. Now I've got plenty. Now I can put a little display on there. But I also want just like... I've thought about doing like a miniature LEGO City build. And I'd love to get that on there, or an Animal Crossing build. And I might do Animal Crossing, I'm not sure yet. But I also want to build the Animal Crossing sets for you guys on stream, so... You know... Like I said, it's about finding a setup that works. That's the problem that I'm currently having. Because, you know, camera and lighting and everything else. But I did buy like a giant... whatchamacallit? Oh, that's what it is. A Elgato Master... An Elgato Master Mount L, if you want to look that up. I did buy one of those. And the plan is to, like, just stretch that up and over the little temp desk that I've got. Like, it's a little stand desk that you set up. So I want to put that together. And then, I don't know whether or not that's going to be the camera or that's going to be... Like, that's the problem. I don't know what angle to catch from. Because if the camera's in front of me and looking at the Lego in front of me, that's fine. But the amount of times I fucking bumped that camera whilst I was opening card packs was just ridiculous. I'm actually surprised that I did not bump the camera last night whilst we were opening all of the stuff and going through it all. How I did not bump the camera once is impressive. I should have bumped that camera. So, I don't know, man. I think any of them are going to be annoying to make. Just know I made the Panzer 5, 6, 7, 8 Moz. So over 100 track pieces. Little rubber grips, 2 per track. Trust me, I built the Sonic Green Hill Zone set. With 1x1 flat tiles. I know what tedious sets are. Now how I didn't lose my sanity with that. But I don't think any of these sets are going to be nearly as annoying. They're much better designed, I think. So, yeah. But there's plenty of LEGO sets to build. Plenty of them. And I think you might like some of the older ones too that I've got. Like there's an old Galaxy Squad sitting over there that I never built. It's still brand new in box. I bought that when it was new on the shelf. Like, that's not an eBay purchase. That was new on the shelf when I bought it. And it still has not been opened. I've also got the Pirates of Barracuda Bay set that they made recently. And I say recently, but I think it was like 2018. Maybe even 2017 or so. Like, that's been sitting there. In fact, the box has started to bulge from the weight of all the other LEGO sets sitting on top of it. Realistically, you could save it and sell it to a collector. Yeah, but I want it. I want it. My set. My set. I want it. I could probably sell quite a few of these sets, because some of them are kind of old and discontinued. I could also sit on some of these sets as well and shelve them and then wait and sell those. You're set. You got it fair and square. Yep. Also, I like Lego. I want to play with Lego. I want to build my Lego sets. These are my sets. But yeah, there's definitely a few sets that I want to build. I think I've shown I've taken a few photos and sent them to Crimson's server whenever I buy a new Lego set. I'm just like, oh, look, I bought a new Lego set. And they're like, Skylar, you shouldn't be spending money like this. You're supposed to be saving up for Japan. Well, guess what, motherfucker? I've done my Japan trip now. I can spend all the money I want. I'll buy that damn Lego set if I want to. I want to go Lego shopping very soon. Man, I need to get the most recent minifig set because it's all just fursuits. Skylar, quit buying Lego more sets. You need to make them first. No. No, I don't think I will. I think I'll buy more. Because if I buy more, then they won't get discontinued, and then I will be happy. I nearly bought a couple of Lego sets whilst I was away in Japan, too, because I had a couple of Legoland sets in this particular Lego store. And I very, 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 very nearly walked out with them. I was like, these are exclusive. I want. They look cool. I want. Gib. Very nearly walked out with them. At this point, you're just collecting boxes. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, I plan to build them eventually. I don't know when eventually might be. Eventually could be like 30 years from now. Don't say that, Skylar. That's horrible. That will probably happen. Oh, dear. But I would like to build some of them. At least a vast majority of them on stream. Sonic's got some good sets coming out, I think. Or has had some good sets coming out recently. Including the one that includes Silver the Hedgehog. There's the Dark Millennium Falcon that's sitting over there. To give you a couple of spoilers, there's the Dark Millennium Falcon is sitting over there. The D&D set, the really big one, that's still sitting over there as well. Like I mentioned previously, there's almost the entire collection of Animal Crossing sets, and I do want pretty much the entire collection of Animal Crossing sets. Planning to build is a phrase meaning never. I collect boxes, especially ones with Lego in them, and ones with Plurail in them. You forgot the Plurail. But yeah. So, just to give you an idea of the sets that I have over there, there's the Pirates of Barracuda Bay. There's quite a few trains. And if you thought we're not streaming those, well, you thought wrong. Really wrong. So, trains. Trains. I need to buy the police train that's recently come out. Is there another train that I'm missing? I did get the ice train, the Ice Explorers train. I feel like there's another train that came out recently and I don't remember what it is. Show me trains. I like trains. Blue, were you here last night when I showed everything that I got from Japan? If you like trains, I reckon you might like Plurail. Plurail is basically toy trains. And I know that sounds really bad, but then you look at the price of model railways and you go, actually, this is not too terrible. Also, I just have shitloads and shitloads of it. I'd love to make a video one day where I talk about Tomy trains and my history of Tomy trains and Plurail. I think that could make a very, very cool video. I also recorded, like, just to give you guys a little bit of background knowledge on how I work. More trains, more Medabots, more... Cousin Ken! There's a new Medabot game on mobile phones. I don't know if you're a big mobile phone gamer. Probably not. I don't think so. I don't picture you as that. But there's a new Medabot game. It's a roguelike. It's called Medabot Survivors. Take a look at it. I've started playing it and I might be addicted. You know what? When I have the money, I will buy a Lego train from this company. Please do. I'm glad that they're making more Lego trains because it felt for a while as though they weren't going to do anything. I'm looking it up right now. It is quite fun. I started playing it the other night. It only just came out in English. So, literally the other night. I found out about it whilst I was in Japan. And immediately was like, oh, this is coming out soon. I'm going to subscribe to it so that I get notified when it came out. And then it came out just a couple of days ago. I immediately started playing it. I keep looking at it and going, I should play this on stream. But it's one of those games that uses energy, so eventually you run out of energy and then you can't play it. But it is good fun. It is good fun. It is a bit heavy on the ads, but they're not forced. You don't have to look at the ads if you don't want to. The ads just get you extra rewards and they're not there otherwise. That's it. Like, they're not in your face. They're only there if you tell the game that you specifically want to watch an ad to get the rewards. So I will get the big boy, being about 1,800 pieces. Ooh, that's a good one. I played or tried some of the games already. A solid roguelike would be nice. I am quite enjoying it. It's a roguelike. Yeah, roguelike / roguelite is how I would describe it. It's good fun though. And it's something that's going to take you a while. Like, it takes me a while to beat a single stage. So I just want Metabee, but Metabee is going away in 2 days, and I'm sad. It's also a gacha, so just be aware of that. All I play on my phone is Balatro, so I'm down for more. Alright, there you go. Or I could just wait and get all 3 of the trains. Yeah, that's true. I want Pepper Cat, that's it. I think I got Pepper Cat. I think? I'm not sure. I think I did. Or at the very least, I did activate Pepper Cat's ability, which means I must have them somewhere. So I think I do. I'm not sure. How many Lego trains are there waiting to be built? There's the Ice Train. The Hogwarts Express kind of counts and kind of doesn't count. It's all still up on YouTube if we ever want to binge it. Oh, wait. Hold on. You mean the Medabot series? I didn't know they uploaded it to YouTube officially. I know the original Beyblade was up on YouTube. I didn't know Medabots was actually up on YouTube. Is it official, or is it, you know, not really official? But that's, if it is official, that's actually really fucking cool. I have watched the whole series, and I watched the second series. Wasn't a big fan of the second series. They didn't. Space Metafighter X did, but it's all of it. Okay, cool. That is still cool though. I want to play more Medabots games. Cousin Kin, did you know that Medabots and Digimon actually did a collaboration a couple of years ago? That was on the Digimon Vital Bracelet, of all things. So you could actually raise Medabots. And if you take a look, there was actually some Digimon that you could get that were fused with Medabots. So you had like Garurumon as a Medabot. Honestly, very cool. I can send you a link that's got the full list of Vital Bracelet sprites, and you can see them. All through that would be a little over 5k pieces. Oh boy. I'm going to count the Hogwarts Express as a train. So, 1, 2, 3. Is that a train or a station? Oh no, that's a train. That's 4. 5. That's a station. No, wait, that's not a station. What the fuck are you? Oh, you're a building / house. You're like a town center. Okay, never mind. Never mind then. Okay, well, you're not a train. But that is one... If I count the Hogwarts Express, which is not motorized, and technically speaking can't be motorized unless you know, figure out a way to motorize it. 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, so I've got 4 trains plus a station, plus the Hogwarts Express to build, so far. The 2 others are Pierre Marquette, 1,225 to 1,593 pieces, and the EMD DDA40X, 1,603 pieces. Nice. Been watching a lot of guys build mini working engines like car engines. I just build trains. I like trains. Man, I need to bust out the ping pong table and set up my Plurail again. I just want to play Plurail. Especially now that I got all that stuff. Oh boy. I also need to buy more. I'm still working on where I can buy the stuff that I didn't get from. There was a website that I found, but they were going to charge me $180 for shipping to get everything here. And I was like, no, that's how much it would have cost me to get everything back from Japan. No, thank you. And some super old train sets from the 60s and 70s somewhere. Oh, wow. Engines, this company also has engines. I think my aunt has them. I still have my Tomy trains that were released in like the late 80s, early 90s. They're still sitting around. And they still work. Very happy with them. Almost have a full set of them now too. Just recently I got, well, I say recently, but it was like the 3 years ago or so. I got all of the Thomas trains from that set. They only released Thomas... Who did they release? They only released Thomas... Edward, Henry, Gordon, James, and Percy from that. And the only rolling stock available was Annie, Clarabelle, and 2 Troublesome Trucks. I have the entire collection of Thomas trains from Tomy Trains. I'm only missing, I think, 2 or 3 locomotives and a bit of rolling stock now. BB, L6, and a turbofan. Obviously not real engines, but model ones. But yeah, I wanted the paint splattered Thomas, chocolate covered Percy, dirty objects James, the Hogwarts Express, and the Back to the Future train, and for destinations I just wanted Tokyo Station. But trying to find them all from one seller is proving to be very difficult, and like I said, I did find almost everything from this one website, aside from Tokyo Station, but they wanted $180 for shipping, and I'm like, no. No, you can't have that. So... I'm at the stage now where maybe I should just space it out and buy one thing at a time off of eBay or whatever, and just be like, okay, I'll buy this week and then this next week and whatever. I don't know. Or just like look it up, see how much I can buy from one seller, or buy like 2 or 3 things from one seller and then pass it on to the next week. I don't want to wait until next year when I go to Japan, because they might not have them in stock anymore. That's if I go to Japan. I'm not sure yet. It's still up in the air. Anyway, it's starting to get a little late. Definitely space it out, or have a spending limit. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if I was in Japan, I would have bought the whole, like, if I had the space, whilst I was in Japan, I would have just bought the whole fucking lot. But it's also much cheaper in Japan, so I'm paying, like, double the price, and then I have to pay postage on top of it. But, depending on where I get it from, I might get free postage, so. Anyway, it's starting to get a little late, and I should probably think about ending the stream tonight. But this has been fun. I have enjoyed more VR chat stuff. I should stream VR chat a little bit more often, I think. But no one just stream. But perhaps, you know, that's an announcement for later. Tomorrow night I will be streaming the Pokemon Presents. I aim to be live about 30 minutes before the stream starts, and the reason I want to be live 30 minutes before the stream starts, because I want to have a chat and speculate on what they are and what they aren't gonna show, and then we get to watch it together. And then next week, it's all up in the air. I will see how I feel if I don't get this video done. If I do get the video done, expect my regular streams Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If I don't get the video done, well, I don't know. Maybe expect the stream on Wednesday, but otherwise, I'm not sure. I have no idea. I'm waiting for summer to end and I'll be in VR a lot. Nice. I have many predictions. I might not consume them anymore, but I still like Pokemon. Yeah, that's fair. I'm interested to see what they will do. Let me put it that way. However, I'm not optimistic. I'm not even cautiously optimistic. I'm assuming crap. So, anyway, I'll talk about that a bit more before the Pokemon Presents. So, yeah, I aim to be live about half an hour before that starts, and then we'll watch it together. So, yeah. I mean, normally I would wait and watch it, like, after it's finished, but I don't know how long this is going to be, and also power outage, so. But yeah. That's going to do it from me, I think, for tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream, and more importantly, I hope you guys have enjoyed the Japan vlog, I guess, or recap, whatever you want to call it. These will all be available on YouTube. I'm planning to download these and upload them over the course of the weekend, even though I don't have power, but, you know, my internet's pretty speedy, so I should be able to get them all out. So, yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed them. Recap would be better to say. Okay. Recap. There you go. I hope you guys have enjoyed the series of I was going to say Japanese, but no, Japan recap of my 2026 Japan adventure. And tomorrow night, we will be streaming Pokemon Presents. And then I don't know what is going to happen after that. But yeah. Alright. In that case, have a good night, folks. I will see you all tomorrow night for the Pokemon Presents stream. What I might do, perhaps, is I might make a ending screen. Maybe I should do that tomorrow before the Pokemon Presents, hey? Because I still don't have one. So I'm just going to be standing here awkwardly whilst I see if I can find someone to raid tonight. Hydrate you group. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's over there. There you go. Hydrating. Alright. Let's see if I can find someone to raid tonight. Ew. God, I've been standing on my feet too long, they're sore. I suppose the Japan trip didn't help either. Let's see, where are we going? I spot a cousin streaming. Favorite morning, my favorite morning Tamagotchi. It's 10:17 a.m. for me. Speaking of Tamagotchis, there was like a Tamagotchi Paradise thing. I kept seeing it everywhere in Japan, but for the life of me, I couldn't figure out like where to buy it from. It was just everywhere.
Zero, you just broke the game.
Tubes, I think, is that how you pronounce their name? I have no idea. Either way, they are a Naruto cousin. They are playing some itch.io horror games. So, let's go and raid them. Alright. Have a good night, folks. And I will see... This is a very awkward angle to end on, but hey, that's what we're ending on. Have a good night, folks. I will see you tomorrow night for the Pokemon Presents. Have a good night, everybody.